yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 925s, but we are still married to the games. Episode 274, the sequel.
Redo.
Oh, man. So I got to start out the gate by saying thank you to my fellow co-hosts. As you know, if you listen to Married to the Games every week, we strive to have the episode ready for you at midnight going into Friday. And for our Discord people, one of those tiers, they get it quite earlier than that, or I aim to have it out to them earlier than that. And you will notice that this week you're getting it later on Friday because for some strange reason, my track that we recorded on Wednesday just felt like acting up.
Mm-hmm.
I'll actually give you a piece of what it sounded like. Oh, yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. So we weren't going to do that.
No, sir.
On.
That would have been fun, though.
That sounds terrible. You guys would have sounded amazing, and I would have sounded like, go.
Hey, my favorite cereal is Rice Krispie Snack Crackle Pop, baby.
There you go, man.
Oh, really?
Woo!
Well,
It is all good, man.
All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put my file back together again.
Yeah.
I tried every plugin in the book, and I could get it to where it just trust me. It was
a hot mess.
It's
all good, man.
mess. And if it would have been somebody's first time listening, I just can't even bring myself to think about it. So
because we're on Spotify now, and they're like, "Oh, somebody at Spotify, let's check this new one we added." What in the world?
Yeah.
What? How did this
Get
get
that off of
cleared?
here now!
their ears just start bleeding, and then we get sued, and oh man,
Yeah, we don't need that.
we have to add like 8 more tiers on the Patreon to keep from losing our houses.
Yeah.
It'd have been a bad situation. So I have to say thank you so much to Chris, Ed, and Tim for being here again.
Of course, man.
And rearranging their schedule so we could do this on Friday morning. And big apologies to our patrons that they're not getting this really any earlier than anybody else. So, yeah, sorry about it. So we've done a full show already.
Yep.
We have the script right in front of us.
And we're going to do it over again like we hadn't done it already once.
I know.
We printed it out, and I'm going to be playing the part of Chris.
I thought you said I
I'll
could
be
play
reading.
Chris.
Well, I just know I can't do Gabe, so.
Doggone it.
A skinny ginger enters the room.
Yeah.
And go.
I don't care about these questions.
And scene.
Thank you. And the applause
That's
takes
right.
off.
That's right.
So a couple things. The world has changed in 2 days.
Has it?
How's it done?
We recorded a show,
Mm-hmm.
and then Ed gets sick,
Oh,
No.
and Disney aimed to rectify the whole Marvel universe
Yes.
by buying
Well,
assets
a
from
big chunk of
Fox.
it. Yeah.
Big chunks of it. Huge chunks. 52 billion chunks
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
of it.
Smart.
And when we recorded the podcast before, I had not seen Star Wars. And now I have.
Right. So your world is just a glowing right now.
What a difference 2 days made.
Seriously.
Man.
I mean, that's crazy. I will say, I think Disney's smart to buy out. Well, did they officially buy out
Fox assets?
Buy out Fox? Okay, so
I don't think it was like they
them.
didn't buy 21st Century Fox. I think they bought assets from 21st Century Fox.
They bought basically everything on the TV and movie side. Pretty much the only thing they're not getting is like Fox News and a couple of the sports channels, I think.
Y'all can keep that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
That's basically all they're like, and we don't want that.
Right? No, not going to have that. And go.
Oh,
man,
man.
that's big.
It's big.
It's
big.
It's huge.
Huge. All right, Chris McCracken.
Yeah.
Tell us, we've heard it already. But tell us what's going on in your life this last week.
But we loved it so much. We want you to do it again.
We'd love to hear it again, brother.
So this past weekend, y'all remember, I think it was 2 weekends ago, I had hosted the cousins' Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah, buddy.
And one of the cousins, one of the ones that came over and visited him and his wife, they were like, hey, so Stacy's gone. Like, what? You want to come over for dinner and like just hang out instead of just sitting in your big empty house by yourself, just you and the dog?
Eating hungry man dinners.
Oh, your house is that big, huh? Nice.
Well,
People
there's a bit of an echo.
People use it as an adjective when they...
And so they invited me over, and then I went on. Well, I mean, it's no router house, but I'm saying.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
I was waiting for that.
Hadn't even been there.
Uh,
Me too. I was waiting for that too. Don't worry.
I can see the sheen of it right now. It's like glaring in my window,
right.
and I'm like states away.
Griswold family house over here. That's what we got.
That's funny.
There it is, Russ.
So I went over there and had dinner with them, and then we just hung out for the rest of the evening, and that was a lot of fun. So I was really appreciative of them coming over or inviting me over and to be able to spend some time with them and hanging out with them and their little girl and their pups as well. And then Stacy came home on Tuesday. I picked her up from the airport.
Nice.
She's been sick. Like she was just starting to she had caught something, was just kind of hitting when she landed. And so the rest of this week, she's been pretty under the weather. She did go to work yesterday and she's going to go to work today. So it's not that bad. She only had to miss 1 day of work. And really it was mostly just she needed to get some rest. And a lot of times she may not go the first day back from a trip anyway. So it was just good to have that time for her to kind of recuperate as much as possible.
That's good.
That's right.
So she's working through that. I feel like she's on the upswing. It seems that way to me. Of course, if you ask her, she's like, I still feel bad, because all you know is how you feel.
Right.
But she seems like she's got a little more pep in her step, and I can definitely tell she's turning a corner. So that's good. And luckily, so far, I'm knocking on everything I've got. I haven't started coming down with anything. So hopefully, whatever she has, I'm not going to be getting myself. But you never know. And so outside of that, I really haven't been doing too much. We are off next week, so I've been just paring down the last few projects that I had to finish up this week. And then next week, we're going to her family's in Oklahoma over the weekend. We're going to have Christmas there. And then I don't really know exactly the plan. We're still kind of formulating how the rest of the week's going to go, but I know that we'll be seeing a bunch of family either in Oklahoma or here around town or something. So we're going to get that all nailed down in the next, day or so, where exactly we're going to be and where and when. But that's pretty much it for me. And then, on the gaming front, all I've played is a little bit of COD multiplayer. Haven't really been able to play anything else. I'm hoping that if we're home for a couple of days next week that I can get some good gaming time in then, because I'll have, days off. But because we're going to be traveling around, and I don't really know where I'm going to be. It might be almost just like a work week where it's like, well, I got a little bit in here and there, but not really. I didn't have like a game session, So I'm hoping to get in some of the new Overwatch stuff. And the fact that Stacy likes to play will make that a little bit easier for us to try to fit in together so we can play and maybe get some of those new winter skins. But
there you go.
Outside of that, that's pretty much all that I've had this week.
There you go.
Nice, man.
Ed. Well, how did you get up under the weather?
I don't know. It's funny because I went to bed after we recorded the last episode and woke up and my throat was killing me. And I don't know. And I don't know what happened. Yeah. I actually, when I went downstairs to go back to bed, I brought my mic down because I was going to record some video game play and set it up. And it's like, I'll just grab a couple hours sleep and come back. And I woke up and I was like, no, I'm not talking.
Yeah.
So,
oh man,
dang it.
At least it only hurts when I talk.
So
good, man.
I'll be enclosing some closed captioning with this one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just do it through Morse code.
That's right.
It's like, what you got for us this week? He's like,
just use a speak and spell like war games. It'll be great.
Exactly. Q part 11, the ending.
That's awesome.
Oh man. We had this week actually the night that we recorded the podcast, I guess that was Wednesday. The Tapmans came over and got a chance to. The whole family came over, and one of their daughters that's away at college was home, and everyone took a go on the Last Guardian VR experience.
Ooh.
Oh,
And,
wow.
Nice.
If that's not a testament to how good VR is right now, the last person to go watched everyone go, and it's like a 10-15 minute demo.
Oh, okay.
Watched everyone else go through it, and she put the VR hat on, and
I love that you call it a hat.
I know the hat.
and it's such an incredible experience. She watched everyone on the TV, but there's something about when you put on the hat and that huge Trico got his beak right up against you, nuzzling you and breathing, and it's just so cool to watch everyone react and squirm and scream, and just such a cool experience just to watch everyone take it in for the first time, even though they've seen it played, a half dozen times already.
That's cool, man.
So it was just really cool. If you haven't tried VR and you get a chance to try The Last Guardian VR, it's a great introduction to VR. It'll blow your mind.
And it is a game, or you're just kind of watching it?
It's sort of a game. There's not really you don't really have
Really
a
more like an
quest or a
experience, I think, is
mission.
how they
Yeah.
said it on PSX when they announced it, I think.
Exactly. Yeah, that's really what it is. It's just basically a chance to see what that game would look like had it been in VR.
Okay.
And of course, everyone was like, "Oh man, I can't wait to play the full one in VR." And I was like, "I don't think they're gonna. I think this is an ad for the regular game."
Right. And people are always like, well, why don't they just release the whole game? And you're like, oh,
Yeah,
that's right, because it happens at a snap of a finger.
Exactly.
Video games.
that's right. Because it's easy. That's why.
Anybody can do it. I
Yeah,
mean, come
Yeah,
on,
right?
Seriously. I can make Flappy Birds, right? I mean, how hard can Flappy Bird be?
I'll do it in Word, Microsoft Word. I don't care.
There you go. Like Chris said, jumped into Overwatch just quick enough to check out some of the new skins and be envious of the Sombra skin and the Ana skin. I think they're my favorite ones this time around. Although Junkrat's pretty cool, and Winston's is pretty nice as well.
Junkrat, what I like about his is that his tire is a rubber ducky little circle.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
it's
cool.
the little
Oh,
rubber
that's
ducky,
funny.
like floaty that you would sit inside of or whatever.
Because he's got
hilarious.
the Australian in the winter summer clothing on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
How
When I
smart,
first saw it, I was
man.
like, wait a minute, what? This seems like the wrong event. Oh, yeah. That's how clever.
yeah, I thought that was really clever.
That is
so.
really. I'm really impressed how the attention to detail that is. That's really cool.
Yeah, they do such a good job with those. And I haven't played any maps yet, but it looks like some of them will have like snow or kind of like that winter theme to them. I've not played the winter event. I hadn't played.
Yeah,
it
that's how it
year,
was
so.
last year. So I'm assuming it'll be the same. And they have some custom game. Usually with each of the events, they'll have some game mode that's custom to that event.
Yeah,
I don't remember exactly what this one is. I think it's like
I think it's like
Everybody's
5
May or
Mays
something.
versus one supercharged Winston.
Yeah,
it's
that
like
sounds
Abominable
right. That sounds
Yeti
right. I
hunting
haven't
or
played it,
something
but
like that.
yeah. I think that's right.
But finished Assassin's Creed Origins, the main story, and
Nice.
Good deal.
man, it was just so much fun. The main story, just because there's so much to do in the game, it ended way sooner than I expected because I still had so many side missions to do.
Wow.
So it kind of caught me by surprise, but at the same time, there are still a ton of side missions to do, and I'm still picking it up every day and playing it for a couple hours, and it's just such a good time just to run around, and it just doesn't get tiring, which is a lot of times if you're doing games like these, and a lot of the missions can seem repetitive, especially on paper.
Right.
Go avenge this person, go find this person's medicine, and get attacked on the way, that kind of a thing. But in practicality, it's not repetitive at all, just because the gameplay is so much fun.
Wow.
So
That's great, man.
Yeah, it's been a really, really good time. Sarah actually sat down and watched a little bit yesterday, and was kind of there was a goofy character that she got a kick out of. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I think that was pretty much it. Last week got to play the the Crucible beta, the game that Stansel's working on over at Amazon Game Studios.
Stancil.
Oh,
Freaking
that's so cool.
Stancil.
Nice.
And I say beta. It's not the beta because it's not close to being a beta yet.
No,
but
it's not.
Just play testing and I had to skip last month's because I was out of town, and it was just really cool to see a difference. Just a game can make in a couple of months. I'm a little more familiar with the mouse and keyboard.
Oh, there you go. Look at you.
Ew.
I'm not going to be PC gaming anytime soon. Besides that, but I at least didn't spend all of my time. I still struggle with the shift key, trying to find that without
with your pinky.
Yeah, I see
yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
So are you playing it on your laptop?
I am. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it seems to run it fine, which I understand like it's in a beta somewhat form, but you're able to run it perfectly fine on your laptop and everything?
Yeah, it runs fine.
Nice.
And the things that I encountered are things that this time around there was a big update to try to download, and then they were having trouble getting the game going after the update. But that turned out to be, Stancil was saying, you're actually helping us because, that lets us know that because other people had that same problem. And so, okay, that lets us know that even though you can't even get into the game, you're still helping us by the fact that you're running into this. This person may not be, but this person may be. And so it was cool just to help out and game by help out by gaming. And so that was kind of cool.
That's awesome.
And you're essentially Stansel's little guinea pig, which is perfect.
I like that.
All right, Ed, does it hurt when I do this? It does? Okay, hang on. What about this side?
Get in this wheel real quick, and let's see how fast you can run.
Right? Exactly. And then Nathan Tapman came over by himself a couple days ago, and we had finished Resident Evil 6, and every time we try to find a couch co-op game to play, it's just depressing because they don't come out with them like they used to.
I know,
right?
And especially because, like I'd mentioned before, we really gravitate towards the Borderlands, Gears of War story with shooter story kind of modes. And someone had suggested, I think it was Brett Bowden, and I think Josh Stapleton suggested one of the Tom Clancy Splinter Cell games. I think it was Blacklist. And it's not backwards compatible, and it's not even, you can't purchase it on the Xbox store anymore. But you can purchase the DLC, which is weird. I was and it was like they had said, oh, we used to play that all the time, and then just last night I got a tweet from Brett Bowden that said, hey, we used to play it all the time. If you want, send me your address and I'll send it to you so you guys can try it out.
Hey,
and I was just like, man, this community is something else. So looking forward to trying a new couch co-op game.
Speaking of that, does Ghost Recon Wildlands have co-op?
No, not couch co-op.
Not couch co-op. Oh man, that would be really cool.
Yeah, I and again, it's kind of like the whole just turn it into VR thing. When you sit there, it's like, well, you can play multiplayer online. You should just be able to flip a button and you can do it couch co-op. Without it's never quite that easy, but you always assume it should be that easy when you're in the middle of wanting to play something.
Right.
But,
just press the button to make it VR. What's the problem?
I know.
That's right. Just hit option and then VR.
Yeah, hit
and you're
the
there.
VR button.
Right. Just turn on split screen and let's go.
Turn on split
Turn on
screen.
mirror. Just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's funny.
It was pretty much it. Got in a lot of gaming this week, and it was nice. I can't complain about that.
There you go. I like it.
Oh, that's great.
Nice.
Tim Router,
Yeah, buddy.
let us know about it.
All right. Piper's topic of the week is a stomach bug.
Yay!
Yay!
She
wins. Or loses, depending on how you look at it. Poor thing. So Monday night, she woke up in the middle of the night and she was just like, I don't feel good. And fortunately, this bug it's not puking. It's the other way, which is a little bit more manageable. And God help us if I had to clean that up. But yes, the poor thing, she just she had bouts of it the whole night, Monday night. She was up at least 3 or 4 times, and she said her stomach hurt, and it freaked her out too because she's never really had it before. So,
sure.
Knock on wood, she's a pretty healthy kid, and she doesn't puke much or anything like that. But this is like her first real stomach bug, And so I was, she's crying while she's on the potty, and I felt so bad. So like you're holding her, like, look, it's just your body's way of getting everything out, honey. You just got to let it ride out.
Yeah, man.
And there's not a whole lot you can do about it. So we
sure can't.
She stayed home from school on Tuesday, so I stayed with her while Lauren's just crazy at the store right now. So she still went to work, and I stayed home with her. And we were watching Christmas movies, and she was just on a steady diet of Cheerios and crackers and Gatorade. So I felt so bad for her, but she pretty got over it pretty quickly, and so she's back to school now, and everything's fine. So I felt bad for her. But yeah, so this past weekend was Dickens of a Christmas here in downtown Franklin. So basically, our weekend was just being at that festival. Lauren didn't really get a day off. She's been working this whole time, so it's been just crazy. We've been getting home late and just grabbing something to eat really quick wherever we can. And then this weekend it's family Christmases. So Lauren's brother and sister-in-law, they're going down to Florida for Christmas to see my sister-in-law's parents. And so we're doing our Christmas with them early. So that's Saturday night. And then Sunday during the day is the Router clan. We're all getting together and having our Christmas. And then that Sunday night is Pauline of Pauline and Pierre. It's her birthday. And so we're going out with them too. So it's a chock full week. And
sounds like it.
And man, I'm kind of stressing out because I don't know when I'm going to be able to see Star Wars this weekend. And so,
you got to make some time, Doc.
I'm just going to have to go dark probably this weekend on social media and not look at anything or see anything. And maybe like Monday or Tuesday do a
I'm going to text you little 10-second video reenactments of me doing scenes.
Yeah, exactly. So, but
with no context.
With no context at all. Just be like, Kylo Ren. And there it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be
I'm going to be
funny.
A porg.
That's awesome. So that's going on. So we've got a lot of Christmas wrapping to do and all that fun stuff. Man, a big shout out to Stumpwater Jack. During Dickens, he came by with his girlfriend, and I got to meet him, and it was really cool. Just talked for a little bit. So that was awesome. So thank you, sir, for coming by and saying hi. And
hi.
Was that the first time you'd met him?
Yeah, I'd never met him before, and so I thought at first he was the merch guy. But nope. He's not, right? He does lighting and everything?
He does video.
Video. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. That's awesome. So, and then our good boy, Mr. Sean Capri of We the Gamer Cast, he messaged me, I think Monday or so, and said, hey, man, I'd really love to have you on the podcast again. It's been like a year and a half since the last time we talked. And so I did that on Tuesday night with him. And man, it was so cool. I love his format. It's just, there's no agenda. There's nothing. He's like, let's just talk. And we ended up talking for like an hour and a half. And
that's cool.
We just kept going and going. And we ran the gamut from hockey to being dads. And it was just so much fun. So Sean, thank you so much, man. It was great. I had such a good time talking with you. And man,
not only that, but I mean, you're part of an exclusive club, the Two Timers Club. He doesn't rotate in guests very often. So wow, that's very prestigious right there, sir.
I'm even more privileged, sir.
You must have behaved yourself.
I guess. On the gaming front, I am on the struggle bus with Assassin's Creed Origins right now. And it's kind of self-inflicted because I haven't been able to consistently play. The past couple weeks have just been busy, and there's been a lot of late nights and just a lot of running around. And so when I started Assassin's Creed, I had like an hour. It was my usual morning, 5 a.m. I get up and do it. And so I'd start to learn morning crew. Exactly. So I was so muffled. It was perfect. It was like morning crew. I would do my usual. So like got introduced to the combat and everything. And then I didn't get to play for like 2 or 3 days. And so then I'm like, well, I kind of forgotten everything. And so the combat's kind of throwing me off a little bit because they've completely reworked it. And that's great, but it's just I feel like there's a little bit of a learning curve.
Are there any buttons that you feel like don't make sense? Not just because it's different from last time, but I mean, like that you're used, like what was it? Gabe had played Ghost Recon or whatever, some game, and it was like, oh, square is now go over things.
The Division,
or
I think.
Yeah, the Division.
Yeah, Division. That's right. Yeah. Is there anything weird like
Good
that?
memory. Golly.
Yeah.
I also thought Horizon was like that, personally, because I didn't play it that much. Yeah, it was for some reason like the melee. Because I don't know, something about it being on the triggers. I don't know why.
I don't even remember where it was.
That's the thing with oranges is that R1 and R2 are your combats now. Yeah, and so they do. There is a combo where you push both of them, and that's freaking me out a little bit because I have to move my fingers, and it's not. That's
how playing video games works.
Well, that's very true. It's not as natural. Just because usually I can just use my thumb and be done with it, but now you have to reach over, and it's just a little weird, but I'll get there. Sean actually had a good idea. He's like, I actually had the same issue, and he ended up restarting the game, but I don't know if I want to do that. I'm about 3 hours in, and I've already got some stuff. I think I'm at level 7 or something like that. So I mean, I may or may not.
I would just power through it. It sounds like if you just have a good hour and a half game session, that would be all you need.
And I should be able to get that this next week. Work is starting to kind of phase out a little bit. I have a few things just to finish up. So, and once all these Christmases are out of the way, a lot of the wrapping is done. And then we're just going to have our Christmas on Christmas Day, and her parents will come over. But my parents are going to be here too. But we're celebrating Christmas early, so I don't know why. We could all probably do it on Christmas Day if we wanted to. But I know my brother and his family, they've got other things to do as well. So I think that's why we're keeping with this. So I should be able to get some solid gaming in this next week, and then even over the holiday break. So it'll be cool. We are going up to New York after Christmas to visit Dabney and Peter and the triplets.
Nice.
And so I'm kind of excited about that. We haven't seen them in like a year, I think. And so we're going up like the 28th and coming back after New Year's. And so that'll be a lot of fun. Piper's really excited. She loves those kids. So nice. It's really great. And let's see what else. So struggling with Assassin's Creed. I am playing the new Hearthstone expansion, the dungeon expansion pack, and it's really tough. You have to basically defeat eight bosses, and you pick your class, and then they give you random cards, and then you slowly build on that as you go along. And man, I use
random
my hunter
card. I like that when they do the what is it? The Tavern Brawl, and whenever it's the ones wherever it's random cards where they just give them to you. I think those are so fun.
Well, then you'll love this because you start with a basic standard pack, and it's kind of random as to what you do, and then as you do, the first boss is easy, so then you get like an additional power, and then you also get 3 cards. You can pick 3 different packs of 3 cards, and then you build your deck as you go along.
Okay.
And I got to the final boss and got absolutely obliterated because the health of the boss is 70 and you're at 55, and so you have to you have to really start hitting them hard, and then they've got all these their hero powers are pretty powerful. So, but it's been so much fun. I kind of been rekindled with Hearthstone again, and
I've heard some other people saying the same thing. That's really cool, and I'm hoping to check it out. Especially, it'll be easy to check out when we're in Oklahoma because there'll be times where I don't have a console and we have downtime. It's like, okay, just
definitely
bust out the phone and I'll give it a shot for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I've been trying all the different classes, and Hunter, that's always been my jam, and so I had the most success with Hunter. But yeah, it was so much fun. So so nice. That is pretty much it for me, Mr. Patillo.
Nice.
But yo,
give us all the Star Wars spoilers. We won't even tell anybody. Just start blurting it all out,
exactly.
and we'll see everybody unsubscribe in 5 seconds. It'll be great.
Robert Pattinson. I'm just kidding.
Shiny dark side jet anti-jet eyes. They glisten in the moonlight.
That's right.
Right.
Well, I have dude, I had the number one. It's getting harder and harder to find a blockbuster. And
yes, it is.
But,
they're
skip
not easy
Star
to find
Wars.
these
Come on,
days.
let's get to it.
But I did find a blockbuster before I get to, because I was gonna try to rent the other Star Wars before seeing this one.
Okay.
And then I was like, oh shoot, I don't have a VHS player and all this stuff. And
there's no Blockbusters.
Well, no, but I did find one.
Good.
Awesome.
So
it's not convenient.
Well, that's good.
Not convenient. But they had these. There's these other two movies sitting there instead.
The holiday section.
The holiday movies.
That's right. It's pretty Blockbuster's pretty much just a holiday section now.
Okay.
All right, cool.
That makes total sense. That's a market they should like focus in on. I like
that.
That's how they're going to bounce back.
Yeah, of course. Like
they're coming back.
Christmas and Hanukkah movies all year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Chronica.
It makes sense to me. I don't know.
Hit it.
So let's see if you guys want to watch either of these movies with me.
The anticipation is killing me.
I got a feeling I do.
I have a feeling you do too. Chris, you've become our fire
starter.
Guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold up. Let me get this. Okay, we're good.
Oh,
Don't drink it, man. Don't drink it. Come
weird sounding lighter.
Yeah. Can you start that fire after you get done being strangled?
Hey, when you come to, can you go ahead and start that fire, please?
That's insane that works.
Yeah. Yep.
Here we go. A young woman discovers that she is the focus of an evil Nazi experiment.
Sure.
Involving selective breeding and summoned elves.
Selective breeding.
Wait, what?
What? Selective breeding and summoning elves?
And,
Oh, okay.
You heard correct.
Okay. Is this a Hearthstone movie or something? Why are we summoning elves now? Is that what's happening?
Elves.
Okay.
These are Christmas movies.
Okay, cool.
In an attempt to create a race of Supermen.
Superman.
Yeah, I guess because she's a woman, she's having to breed. Let's not get into the details again. I don't know why we're trying to.
Okay, yeah, sure.
She and two of her friends are trapped in an apartment store with an elf. And only
gosh.
Dan Haggerty as the renegade loose cannon Santa Claus.
Oh man, that's such a renegade loose cannon name.
Only Dan Haggerty as the renegade loose cannon Santa Claus can save them.
Nice.
They don't work for Santa anymore. 1989's Elves.
Nice.
Oh wow. Man.
Yeah, that's
There was
amazing.
that one. But I got this other one just in case.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Chris,
Yep.
if you could please.
Oh, I put enough on there the first time. Don't you worry.
Oh,
It's still going.
I didn't hear it. Sorry. There it is. I just walked away from it, I guess. Blake Thorne is a self-made millionaire who sells bodybuilding supplements and equipment.
Okay.
I love his name.
Yeah.
The name.
Blake Thorne.
Blake Thorne.
Yes.
One day while recklessly playing paintball, he is targeted by police.
Oops.
He's chased to a shopping mall where he hides by putting on a Santa costume.
Oh yeah.
He slides down a garbage chute to escape the police and bangs his head, resulting in amnesia.
Oh no.
Oh
Blake.
no.
Mistaken by Lenny as the mall Santa, Blake begins to think he really is Santa Claus.
What?
Oh man, what an idiot.
Wow.
What an idiot.
What an idiot. He has amnesia, dude. He doesn't know.
Exactly, he has amnesia. Meanwhile, the evil scientist Ebner Frost
Of course. Of course there's an evil scientist.
tries to take over an orphanage in order to gain access to the magical crystals underneath it and dispatches his henchmen to destroy it.
Wait,
Wow.
these are
Is this the same movie?
Same movie, guys.
No, it's not.
However, Blake manages to rescue the children.
In the
That's
mall?
good.
Don't worry about the details.
I'm so confused.
In the mall, the orphanage, or the dumpster?
1996, starring Hulk Hogan,
No.
Santa with muscles.
Nice.
No, that's not the title.
Santa with muscles.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that just made my Christmas. You have no idea.
It made $220,000 at the box
People
office.
actually went to see
At
that
the
in
box
movie
office. Wow.
It was at the box office?
I thought that was
Santa
surely one of those direct to
with
VHS
muscles.
kind of thing.
It was probably just a one weekend deal, and that was it.
Santa with muscles.
Wow.
Yep.
That
Okay.
was amazing. That's your best one so far.
Thank you. I mean, we have to watch Santa with muscles, right?
Hell yeah.
Right, that has to be done.
Of course.
That has to be done.
When you go, I remember going to Blockbuster and getting there and finding out that the movie you wanted isn't there anymore. I'm so glad these were there for you.
I know.
Oh, me too. I would like. I don't know if you guys remember, but like in the Christmas story in the Bible, Mary's pregnant and Elizabeth's pregnant, and when Mary walks in, the baby in Elizabeth's tummy jumps with joy. That's how I felt when I walked into Blockbuster.
Pregnant
And jumping with joy.
and jumping with joy.
Just on my insides, though.
It's
I
like,
love
yes.
that burrito is happy that these films
That's
are
right.
here.
Oh, I
Exactly.
played it cool on the outside. I don't want to show my cards and them upsell me.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sure.
This is a
Makes
it's a
perfect
very
sense.
delicate balance when you're going into these rare
These rare
blockbusters.
blockbuster.
You don't want
Yes.
someone to swoop in and grab it before you can. So I guess that's true.
Right. Have you ever been to a car dealership? It's kind of the same thing. You don't be like, hey guys, I'm getting a great deal over here.
Oh, Gabe, those were absolutely
amazing.
fantastic. Thank you.
You're
They're
welcome.
just-
Good job, sir.
That's just amazing. I love it.
Very well
I love it. I
done.
love it.
I just can't believe that a movie was called Santa with Muscles.
I can.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and top it all off because Hulk Hogan stars in it. Even better.
I know.
I can't believe it was in the theater. And
Yeah,
then raised
that's more
money.
surprising to me.
Well, it was in
Right?
the 90s. He was still kind of doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? So they thought, I
Oh, he
think
was
they would have just
huge, yeah.
thought, put Hulk Hogan in anything
Yep.
and it'll be successful. That's not, that's not the case.
I don't know. Were there any successful Hulk Hogan movies?
There had to have been one or they wouldn't have kept doing it.
True.
They kept doing Pauly Shore movies too.
Oh,
They-
man. I liked
that they did.
Biodome.
What?
Yeah, Biodome was pretty funny.
Yeah, at my age, that thing was probably perfect. I don't know about Tim's age.
Yeah, well, I'm immature at heart anyway.
So
What's been going on, man?
Yeah, exactly. This week, I don't remember anything before Star Wars last night.
Sweet.
Wow. That good, huh?
I'm not saying it was that good.
Okay.
I'm just saying I'm still riding that.
Awesome.
Interesting.
I was telling these guys before, obviously, it won't be anything spoilery. But if you like Star Wars and you like these movies that have come out, I believe you will like this movie.
When you say these movies that come out, there's a lot of them. Are you talking about specifically
these
the last
these
couple?
last couple years, yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Okay,
nice,
good.
yeah.
I think you'll continue. If you liked Force Awakens, I think you'll continue to like this one as well.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't want to talk it up like, oh my gosh,
Mhm.
but like it was like
You're the anti-hype.
I want to anti-hype it.
So
Nice.
then, just with yes or no, did you like it?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
I really liked it.
Okay.
Good.
It was worth seeing. The guy next to me didn't last 10 minutes before he was asleep.
What?
And it's not like you went to a midnight showing. This was like an
I
8
went to
o'clock
an
showing.
8 o'clock showing.
No. Are you
And-
kidding me?
Yeah,
You're
and
talking
like
about somebody that went with you or somebody just in a random that was
No,
in the
just,
seat next to you?
a stranger.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Gotcha.
And it was hilarious because, I don't remember the old Star Wars being like this, but maybe 'cause I was a kid and didn't get them. I need to go back and like really rewatch them as an adult. I don't remember them being as funny as these last couple have been. I remember there
they
being
were always
times
dead
of
serious.
funny. Like,
Yeah,
because I know
right.
Han was funny and,
Mm-hmm.
R2 and those guys going back and forth
Yep.
would be funny.
Yep.
But, these have a lot of humor in them,
Yeah.
even though it's still a serious tone. And
Oh, you're cold? Yeah. Still one of my favorite lines.
Exactly. That's so funny.
That was great.
And so when I would or the audience would like kick up laughing,
Mhm.
he would wake up laughing, trying to act like he wasn't asleep.
That's amazing.
But he was definitely asleep. I mean, like head bobbing hard and off to the side, like almost on my shoulder at times.
Oh my gosh.
Like a college age kid. I'm not talking about like an old man.
Oh, so this is oh my
No
gosh.
way, really?
Yes.
It must have been exam
See,
week.
it's hard enough to even get me to want to go to a stinking theater. I'm definitely not
kidding.
going to go and sleep through the thing.
I am so with you. Like I'm
What
so,
in the
That's a
world?
waste
and
of
it's
a
not
ticket
even-
right there.
I'm not even, and it's only because I'm cheap that I feel that way.
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm not paying $20 to come take a nap.
Exactly. I would have gotten there, and if I was that tired, I would have said, can I get a refund? I'll come back tomorrow or something, you know?
Right.
Something, but it was 8 o'clock. Like, why is he falling asleep
8
at
o'clock.
8?
It must have been exam week, dude. If he's a
Maybe he
college
gets
student.
up
Yeah,
at 5:30 to record a podcast. I don't know.
Yay.
I did,
Again.
and I was there.
All good.
Oh man,
It's still all good. That's awesome though.
Yeah.
I have yet to buy a ticket, and I'm
You need to
freaking
do
out
it,
because
yeah.
I can't. I got to do it this weekend.
Now,
but I
by
don't know
this
what's-
weekend, there'll be plenty of showings with decent seats open, I would assume. I mean, everybody
Yeah.
always makes it sound like, oh, it's going to be sold out. All the good seats are going to be gone for 2 weeks, and it never is.
we don't
You'll
have
be
assigned seating here though,
That's right.
so we don't have to worry about the. Good
What's
seats
even
being
harder with
gone.
assigned seating because people right away go in and get the good seats, and they're usually gone. So, and I'm still been able to find some, the weekend after it opens on a Thursday
Well, and
or whatever.
so many screens show it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
we
yeah.
were
Yeah.
one of like 8 showings last night in just that
Yep.
theater.
Were you at the
Mm-hmm.
AMC, the Thoroughbred?
We went to the Opry Mills.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Wow,
nice.
you went there. Okay.
Yeah, to the big theater. Ed, do you have assigned seating where you live?
We don't. I just did it for the first time when we were back in Lancaster a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And not only did they have assigned seating, they had on the website, it just said recliner seats. And I
Oh,
just
yeah.
thought- and I
Yo, that's the
never
good
done
stuff.
the recliners. And
Yeah, man.
as soon as we sat down, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be awake.
Yeah, that's begging for a nap.
You're like, and you're going almost
Yep.
completely flat.
Yes.
Oh,
You're gonna
they
fall-
recline that far back?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like leather.
Oh, yeah.
Full on
Yeah,
recliner.
they're beautiful.
Yeah.
I am-
Oh.
That's what you get at the dine-in ones too at AMC Thoroughbred.
Oh,
they're
nice.
beautiful. Yep.
I've never been in that before. I don't want to do that. That's definitely, I'm too old for that.
No,
and
man.
we were watching Murder on the Orient Express, and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to fall asleep.
Yeah, you will. You are totally gonna fall asleep on that
Anything
one.
past like, I don't know, 100 degrees or 115 degrees sitting down
Mm.
is asking for
That's
a
it.
nap.
That's
Right.
it. That's nap time, baby.
Yeah.
That is nap time.
We did a Porter Flea this last weekend. Jenny had her market that she went and did. And
Oh,
so
that's right.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
that all went really good, kind of.
So you had to set it all up, didn't
Yes, sir. I was there to set it up and tear it down, and I was happy to
Yep.
do it
you? Yes, you were.
because we were
With a
indoors.
smile.
It wasn't 98 degrees
Yeah,
at
right.
7 in the morning.
That's right. Exactly.
So that was a good time. And yeah, man, Amara's been sick too. Milo got
Oh,
the
no.
flu.
Oh.
So that's
It's all
scary
going
for for a baby child.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, everything's going good around here. And
Good.
Jenny's
just
in a
hanging
hazmat suit, bleaching everything, right?
exactly, she's spraying and cleaning everything down.
It's so awesome.
Oh man. So same with us. Amara's been off school, and we're a little
Aw.
extra about that. Like she hadn't had a fever or anything, but like I just can't
You can-
stand
you
when
know.
people send their kids to school sick, and then
Yeah.
your kid comes home sick. I cannot
Exactly.
stand that. And
No,
so
you're
she's
not
gotta-
doing anybody justice.
Yeah, she's got a cough enough that we were like, if somebody heard that, they wouldn't want their kid around that.
Exactly.
So we think she's been out of school since Tuesday. So
Oh,
we
poor
think
thing.
she'll be able to go today. And she's got a
Oh.
field trip. So we're like, oh, and it's
Hmm.
like she didn't cough at all last night, and
Oh, good.
sleeping
yeah,
last
that's-
night she didn't cough. So we're like, all right.
That's a good
The
sign.
only thing we're worried about is like you go on a field trip, you start jumping around, and then you start coughing again. But
Yeah.
hopefully that's
Yeah.
just like something in her own like chest that's kind of bothering her. It's not like she's gonna give it to
Mhm.
somebody. I
well,
don't know.
and you'd think by Tuesday she'd be
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, coughs usually hang around for a while, but I think by
Yeah.
now she'd be okay.
She'd be.
I don't think she's contagious at this point, so
I
I,
would
think
hope
that's
not. Yeah, and she never got a fever, so
that's good. That's good.
that's about it for me.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, sir. Router, you got it?
Yeah, boss.
Well, let's do it!
All right, we're going to start with some new releases. Of course, for the Xbox One, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is out this week.
Oh, on the Xbox. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
How's that going?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Xbox, yeah.
Seems like it's not going too well.
No, yeah. Oh,
I'm like, maybe I'll just wait a minute or two.
we're
Yeah,
going to wait
exactly.
for a little while. I would assume by now they've gotten all the kinks out.
Which is weird. Like, why do you think?
I would not assume that.
Yeah.
Well, that's true, actually, yeah. Never mind. I retract that.
Do we think that there was an injection of that many players? Because you would
Yes.
think like it's a fully online thing already that they've been going for a while. Why all of a sudden can their servers not handle it?
I don't think it's
Who
necessarily
knows, man?
a server thing per se. I mean, I'm sure to some degree it is, but I think a big part of it is that it's not optimized well yet for console. I think that's a bigger issue because maybe this is going to be changed with the patch and all this and that, whatever, but you've got videos from Digital Foundry with the Xbox One X dipping to 24 frames per second and lower at sometimes. It's like, really? Come on. You've got to be kidding me with this.
Yeah, yeah.
And I asked, the guys on our Discord, because I've told all of them, I was like, hey, I'm definitely want to try this game out. And I do. I definitely want to try it. And I was like, finally, coming to console because I'm not, a PC gamer. I don't even own a copy of Windows at the moment. So I couldn't even if I wanted to. And I'm like, look, I'm going to give it a shot. I just need to buy the game and then I need to re-up my live. And then all this stuff happened because I couldn't buy it day of because I was like, I can't play it right now anyways. I'm like, man, I'm sure this is going to get better, but I'm going to wait.
Mm-hmm.
I would.
And they're telling me you should jump in anyways because it's still a great experience. But I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm still going to wait a little bit till it's a little
I think that's smart.
fixed up.
Let them work the kinks out. Which, when anytime you're dealing with online multiplayer like this, there's probably going to be something like that. But I mean, look at Bungie and look at all they've done. Like, we haven't heard a whole lot of issues with it because they have their stuff together. And it's like, is it the developers or is it that this was, did they rush this a little bit and forgot a few things, or there were some things that were messed up? But I mean, that's not the best way to really kick off this game, and hopefully they'll get it fixed quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's
weird.
supposed to be out of early access pretty soon in the next year. I mean, I think before spring. I think it's supposed to be, or early spring is when it's supposed to be coming out of early access. So they do have some time, but I mean, that's not that much time.
Right.
So who knows? We'll see.
Game of the year.
Game of the year right there. All right, moving on. We've got some DLC, Battlefield 1 Turning Tides for the PC,
nice.
PS4, Xbox One. Ed, this one's for you as well. Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, The Adventures of Gunslinger Joe.
Yes.
PS4, PC, Xbox One. We have a bunch of Resident Evil 7 DLC, including the Gold Edition. There's also Not a Hero and End of Zoe. That's for the PS4, PC, and Xbox One.
Man.
Gabe, I'm assuming this one's for you. Okami HD for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
That's all you
Oh,
get.
yeah. He said that's all you gave. I've never played it before, but I just thought it was interesting that I got a re-release. I do know that people love that game, so I guess people were clamoring for it. Every now and then something will get a remaster, and you're like, oh, people wanted that? Interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Final Fantasy 15 Episode Ignis for the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
The End is Nigh for the Nintendo Switch.
It is?
That's not... Yeah,
What?
no, that's not a Nostradamus thing. I'm just saying that the game is...
Oh.
The End is Nigh.
You were about
Okay,
to get
gotcha.
to the
For the Nintendo
comments.
Switch.
That's
I was
your
like,
bashing
dang.
it against you're just going after them, right? You just like punishment,
Wasn't me
don't
this
you?
time.
Come on.
Try masking your feelings for once.
I know, right?
Goodness gracious.
That's hilarious. So for the PlayStation 4, Dragon's Lair
He's like-
trilogy.
He's like, the Nintendo Switch sucks.
moving
You're like,
on.
wait, whoa.
No, that's a new game that
That's a
came
game.
out.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
It's a new game.
Sorry, it's called This Sucks for the Nintendo Switch.
This sucks for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
I will never buy the Nintendo Switch for the Nintendo Switch.
Coming out this Friday.
Coming up this Friday. No, anyway. Dragon's Lair Trilogy PS4. I believe that's Dragon's Lair 1 and 2 and Space Ace. I think they threw that in there as well. So that's fun. That'd be cool to get back in. Don Bluth. And let's see. Fallen A to P Protocol for the PlayStation 4.
Morning Bluth.
Ark Survival Evolved, some DLC. Aberration for the PC, PS4, Xbox One. Yooka-Laylee for the Nintendo Switch.
Nice.
Enter the Gungeon, not the dungeon, the Gungeon for the Nintendo Switch.
I like it.
I get it.
And Bleed for the Nintendo Switch. We had two little oopsies. The Frozen Gamer on Twitter. Since I forgot before last week's episode and no one else pointed it out, Watch Dogs 2, which Ed said was his game of the year, though fantastic, was a 2016 game, not 2017. Even the PC version, which came out later than consoles, was last November. Hashtag
That's how good it
MTTG
was.
Oops. That's how good it was, exactly.
It was my game of the year for 2016.
Yeah, Ed.
I thought on that episode I had said that it was a 2016 game anyway, just so that we'd prevent this oops, but maybe I was wrong.
Yeah, I know. After it was like an hour after we recorded, I was like, "That didn't come out in 2017."
okay.
So I think I at least tweeted it out. But yeah, we didn't. I didn't mention it on the podcast. I don't recall
worry
if
about
I
it.
did, Tim.
It's all good, man. We know. And hey, if you would enjoy a game that much and it crosses time and it crosses over a year, then Godspeed to you, sir. It's game of the year for you.
Thank you, sir.
Moving over to Discord, Arctic Warlocks. I'm unsure if this is an oops or not because I'm sure Tim gets his new release from somewhere. So oops on that place. Last Friday, Floor Kids was released on the Switch. Floor Kids is a new breakdance battle game featuring unique freestyle gameplay, rhythm challenges, and multiplayer sessions. The game looks fun. Check it out. So I am sorry. Yeah, I must have completely missed that. And but I've heard it's really cool. And if it's breakdancing, come on. That sounds amazing.
It looks so cool. I want to get it so bad. I think it's like $20. It's a rhythm-based game.
Go for it, man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I want to see it.
That's pretty cool.
I want to play it. I want to do it.
That's it for me. Back to you guys.
Wait, we have
Is it
limbs.
Oh yeah,
What?
On
The resolutions.
the Discord.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting.
You even had a redo and you still screwed it up.
I still forgot it.
I love that.
Yeah, I didn't even look it up. I looked up nothing. When I heard redo, I'm like, well, I'm just going back to my notes. That's fine.
Oh man,
You guys got to know, the first time we did this podcast,
That's awesome.
Tim forgot to do limbs resolution oops, which I didn't bring up till like
I've
way
got it.
late into the show. And so
yeah.
I was just sitting here like, oh no, he's going to forget again. That's hilarious.
Yep.
Run it down for us.
All right, here we go. So Lem said, yes, you had resolutions. Episode 224, 5 minutes, 40 seconds left in the episode. Chris, to take chances in gaming, try games that there is even an inkling to try.
And you
Yes.
did that? Chris?
Yes, I did
that.
that. I got Near Automata, which I had an inkling to try. I wasn't sure. I was on the fence.
That's right.
Nice.
That's right. Ed was to give VR a chance, and what a coincidence that it's all happening now.
What a chance he
funny.
took.
Look at that.
He felt
Yeah,
the finish
right?
line of the year coming. He was like, oh my gosh, my resolution.
I know.
I know.
I know. Right?
Tim, keep streaming and also take chances. I did some streaming.
Yeah.
Take any
And so-
chances?
Not really. So no, I'm more of a safe bet kind of a guy. So
That'll be our resolution again this year.
yeah, it'll probably be my resolution, which I won't do this next year anyway. That's awesome. And then Gabe, have a ridiculous goal for Extra Life as a community for $5,000. And sir,
Look at that.
where are we right now in Extra Life?
Oh, I think we're at, well, number one, the resolution was to have the goal.
Yes.
And you had it.
We had it.
We did have that
Yeah.
goal.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't meet it, but hey, we got on it late.
Mm-hmm.
But we're at $4,160
Nice.
or something like that.
That's completed
still,
in my book.
we
We still
gotta-
get the trophy.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, because the way I look at it was last year's Extra Life, we raised $500.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. We
something like
definitely did better than last year.
Mhm.
Yeah, we blew last year out of the water. So, hey,
Yeah, that's a win. right there.
I think that's a win.
Yeah.
I think that's a resolution kept, and we got to give obviously a huge shout out to Eric Thompson
Yeah.
for helping us
Probably
out.
wouldn't
man,
even
absolutely.
hit a quarter of that had it not been for his help.
Oh, we wouldn't have hit any of it
Yeah.
if it wasn't for
Yep.
him being like, Gabe, remember when you said you were going to do that?
Yep,
So he was a brother that held me accountable.
that's
So
right.
I appreciate it.
We would have made
Yeah,
$501 without him, probably.
Exactly. And yeah, 500 from last year, $1 from this year.
Exactly. All right. Officially, that is it for me. Back to you.
There you go. Christopher.
Nice.
So the Game Awards went up in some viewership this year.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
dude.
yeah.
So
That's what I
last year they
hear.
totaled out at around 3.8 million viewers, which is a lot.
Which
that's
is a
good.
lot.
Yeah, that is. That's a good number for
There are
video
some
game
shows
awards.
on television that don't get watched that much.
Exactly.
Right? And get renewed.
Uh-huh.
Bingo.
To everybody's surprise.
Yeah.
But this year, the
Wow.
Game Awards tripled that, and they pulled in 11.5 million viewers.
Wow. Oh, my
Well
gosh.
done.
So,
Nice.
Good for them.
yeah, I mean, Jeff Keighley's over there. Each year, he keeps making it a little bit, doing a little bit more and a little bit more. So, I mean, kudos to him for putting it all together. He's kind of a one-man band in a way, if you think about it. So,
Mm.
It's funny because, like, it does feel like that,
mhm.
but there's got to be a whole team of people. Like, I'm just wondering who else is it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know.
But it does seem like Jeff is holding it down
Yep.
on his own.
Yeah, it does.
And, you know, they're a bit long this year.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, a bit.
I'm personally a fan of the Game Awards and what Jeff is trying to do, and I think I kind of see through. I feel like I'm reading in between the lines when it comes to the Game
What do you
Awards.
mean?
Like, I don't take it at face value because I think at face value I wouldn't like them. Like, if I just took it as I wasn't in love with gaming, and let's say I had a roommate that loved gaming and he wanted to watch the Game Awards,
Yeah.
and I sat there while he watched them, I don't think I'd like them.
Yeah.
This year it would have been tough.
Yes, this year would have been tough. And unlike the Grammys or the Billboard Awards or the Oscars, where I feel like I can appreciate what's going on there,
Yeah.
even if I'm not a huge movie guy or a big music buff. And so, like, I really appreciate what he's doing. I feel like it just needs a little bit of tweaking to really blossom into what it could be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do we want to run down some of these winners? I don't want to sound like I'm down on it. I watched the whole thing. I'm here to support. But I think part of supporting something is calling it to a higher standard,
Yeah. Yeah.
just like my wife does with me or we do with this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the reason we're redoing it. We could have just released the crappy sounding version because everybody else would have sounded great. I would have
I know,
been the only one.
The one time we would sound better than Gabe.
Yep.
That's not
And he
true.
takes it
one
away
time.
from us.
Oh,
Agreed.
yeah, exactly.
He's
Let's
like,
get
I ain't
this
having
straight.
this. I gotta stay on top.
Oh my gosh. That's why I put a slight behind you guys' tracks.
Okay.
People were like,
Nice.
gosh, what is
Now I
wrong with
understand.
Ed's
A
voice?
little hissing.
Yep.
Mhm.
Mhm. Let's run down some of these winners. We won't do all of them, but let's, do some of them.
Let's do it.
I mean, if the Game Awards didn't do all of them, why should we?
Exactly. They sure did.
It's true. It's true.
Let's see. We got Game of the Year. Was this a surprise to anybody? The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Not really.
No.
It was. I saw reactions online, which obviously that's what online does is react. But
You saw
The internet-
that's
negative
what it
reactions?
does.
the internet would have the best Let's Plays on the planet because they're so good at reacting.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, just because people thought that Mario should have got it.
Really, and I feel like I heard even before it came out way more buzz about Zelda than I did about Mario.
And that's what I feel like too because of the time.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Zelda's been out since March.
right.
Yes.
Ryan.
Mario just got out. If Mario was an album, it wouldn't have even been nominated.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
no
saying?
Grammys. No Grammys in that future.
Exactly. And it's funny because that's what's always bugged me about, I think it's the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
Like something could be Golden Globe nominated before the public even sees it.
Exactly.
Oh, right.
And so
right.
it has nothing to do with what the public thinks of a movie. It has everything to do with.
Well, but that's because the
powers that
public
be.
doesn't vote on it.
No, I understand that. But what if, like, we hate it as a people?
Right.
But
You know what I'm saying?
it's not a popularity contest, though. It's an award for how well the acting or directing or yada, yada, yada. I mean, whether or not it was a box office hit doesn't matter, really.
I know, but you're missing my point. It's the fact that, like, only a certain group of people get to decide it's good acting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If an album comes out, no matter how good it is, if it's panned by everybody, it's not getting an award. You feel me?
Right.
But how often is there an album that comes out that's panned by all, the people that are just consumers of music, and then everybody in the industry absolutely loves it? Does that ever happen?
It happens in movies all the time.
No, but I'm talking about you're comparing it to music. So does that ever happen in music? No. I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm just using it as another example. I'm not saying like it has to be this or this. I'm just saying like in music, you'll probably never see a terrible album get something that wasn't embraced by the public get awarded. But with the Golden Globes, sometimes there's some of these other, and I'm just bringing up the Golden Globes. I think it happens on a couple of those, especially the movie side of things, because they see the movie so early that by the time we're just seeing the trailers, it's already nominated for awards. Right. You're like, gracious. Exactly. And so what I'm saying is, we've seen things all the time where critics love something that doesn't do good in the box office, or people at the box office love something that critics say was terrible.
Right.
And so it's, that balance of power is just a little weird. And so for me, I was like, man, it seems weird that Super Mario would be nominated this year when it just came out. And yes, it's out in time to get reviews in, but it's not out in time to feel the groundswell of what people say over the long haul. Anyway, just like Zelda, Ed was saying, man, you feel so much more hype about Zelda, but I think it's because of how long Zelda's been out. And then Mario,
and I felt even before Zelda came out, there was more hype for it than I think with everyone else. Maybe because Mario games aren't as rare.
Well, Mario, you have to remember Mario.
Yeah, they haven't had a proper Mario in a while either, right?
Yeah, proper Mario's not been out for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Right, but he pops up in like they've got Mario Run and Mario Kart, and so
he has his variants of different games that he's appears in and whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was going to be either Zelda or Mario, and
me too.
And between the two, granted, I haven't played either. I thought Zelda had more changes or more. I thought like it probably deserved it a bit more, even though I was thinking it was probably going to go Mario's way. But as far as like you're talking about, like, because it came out at the end of the year, I don't think it should be considered. I don't agree with that at all. As long as it comes out in the calendar year, to me, it should be up.
No, not that it shouldn't be. It's just surprising to me that people were so quick to be like, Mario should have got it. And you're like,
I see.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I think it'd be too early.
Do you feel that if Mario would have won, there would have been more uproar from the Zelda fans than there has been from the Mario people?
Probably.
That's a great question.
I bet there would have been.
I don't, because I think Zelda people and Mario people are just Nintendo people, and they just want Nintendo stuff to, like, they're fans of Nintendo stuff. So I feel like the people who love Zelda, not everybody, but most of them probably also love Mario and vice versa. Mm-hmm. I think they just would have been like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, the uproar would have been if PUBG won.
Yes.
Right.
And I'd have been part of the uproar. Right. Personally.
You would have been?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't like gone and like shovel and pitchfork, but I would have been like, that's dumb. I mean,
that's dumb.
How many?
I'm right
this is my only thing with PUBG, because people are like, it sells so much, so it should also be considered, and it's a lot of people play it, so it should be considered. It's like, okay, but if your standard is going to be like a lot of people play this game and it should be considered because it's popular, okay, but you can't also then say, when the game's janky is all get out, be like, but it's early access. It's like, no. You don't get to use that excuse in one way and not in the other. Either it can't be considered because it's early access and it's not done, or you can't do it the other way as well. Yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't think early access should be considered, no matter how popular it is.
I agree.
Best narrative. What Remains of Edith Finch?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't play it, but I would like to. And I hear like from Ed and a bunch of other people that's a great little story.
Ed, you do it for the channel?
Yeah.
Why did I think you didn't like that game? What
I don't know, man.
You liked that one, huh?
I did,
yeah. I remember him talking a lot about it.
Which one am I thinking about? What's the one where you're like...
Recore?
No. What's the
Persona
story-driven
5?
one where you're playing like you're like two ladies in a car at first?
That's Thelma and Louise.
Oh, you're talking about 3/4 Home or whatever?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
And that was like
horrible.
that was a couple years ago, I think. A year or
Yeah,
two
that
ago.
that was
terrible.
early on. Yeah.
Yeah, he
that
didn't
was
like
bad.
So
that.
What Remains of Edith Finch is good.
Yes, very good. Yeah, that was one of my top 10 of the year.
Wow, it's funny because
Nice.
for some reason, What Remains of Edith Finch, I know nothing about because I don't know why, but in my brain it gets mixed up with that game that I'm talking about, where you played and you were two ladies in a car, and that other game that you played where with the teenagers and the girl.
Oh,
They're
yeah, Life is
also
Strange.
totally different.
I know.
Crazy to me
I
that
don't
gets
know.
mixed up in your head.
I totally agree with you. I don't know why. Like now that I'm looking up What Remains of Edith Finch, the cover, I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, why would I confuse any of those?
If it has a teenage girl in it, Gabe can't tell them apart.
Yeah.
That's
Does,
right.
does What Remains of Edith Finch have a teenage girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can't tell from the cover.
She might not be teenage, I forget, but she's a younger a girl, yeah.
Yeah, like Edith Finch is a younger girl, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah, she might be in
namesake.
her early 20s maybe, but yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
At least what remains of her.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. That part's teenage.
Her leg is 50.
Yes.
Her leg is 50.
Yeah. It's much like Hollywood, where you're like, man, that person's neck looks 75, but their cheeks.
Like their face looks 2.
Yeah,
With their face is the Joker.
exactly. Best performance. I should have looked up how to say this girl's name because I didn't know how to say it a couple days ago.
There it
Saoirse
is.
Ronan.
No.
Swisher Sweet.
Melina.
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 Welcome.
Melina. Here we go. Melina Jurgens.
Oh, did Chris start another fire?
Now say it 2
Jur-
times faster.
Jurgens.
Yeah, we're going
Water
with
Jurgens.
Melina Jurgens. She also she was in Hellblade and also does lotions.
Has very smooth skin.
Yeah. And so Melina Jurgens, what's fun about her is that she's not an actress.
Nope.
Or she is.
That's so
She
cool.
is obviously
Now.
but she wasn't a professional actress. We
Yeah.
should say.
Mhm.
And she beat
Yeah.
out all these other actresses. She worked for the development team as an editor, and was like, "Man, they just gave me this opportunity to do this," and she pulled it off and got an award for it. It's freaking awesome.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Really cool to see Laura Bailey and Claudia Black afterwards on social media just kind of be like, guess what? You're an actress now. Welcome to the fold. Congratulations.
Yeah,
It
what
was
were
really
you
cool.
doing? We were on strike. Thanks a lot, freaking scab.
Yeah. Way to
That's
go.
what it was.
I was like, take it easy, Claudia. Dang.
I know.
And this is one of those games that
uncalled for.
we've heard about, and I've heard from rumblings of people saying, wow, this game's actually really good. And the more I've seen about it, and then everything that I've seen since they won the award, and then you see even more stuff, I'm definitely going to be playing this game at some point. Hopefully this
Nice.
holiday season, I'd like to jump into it. I've got to get some of these other things out of the way first, but I'm definitely going to be picking up this game. It looks really, really interesting to me. And it's only, when it was new, it was $30. I'm sure it's, even if it's still that price, that's still a decent price. And it's not super long. I think it's only about 5 or 6 hours, I think.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm definitely wanting to give it a shot at some point.
There you go.
Do it.
Yeah, you should do it.
Mm.
Do it.
Do it.
Best ongoing game went to Overwatch. Of course.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
That's
Dub.
totally
Even though
appropriate.
I thought PUBG would get that one. Because it's just ginormous right now. But to Chris's point, if you ain't out for real, then no thank you.
Mm.
Let's see, what else do I have any more? I think that was one more. Last one, which we all agreed at least 2 days ago. This was a strange one to have. Because where's the bounds? Most anticipated game.
Oh, yeah.
When does that start or stop? Does a trailer have to be out? Does they have to just have said it? They're working on it. The games in question were God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, Red Dead Redemption 2, and The Last of Us Part 2. And Last of Us Part 2 got it.
Yep.
You guys agree, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go with it. It's one of my most anticipated out of that list.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I was surprised that it won over a multi-console game, as in Red Dead.
Well, that's true. Yes.
Like Last of Us only a PlayStation game.
Yeah, because as I understand it, that's one of the few awards that is only fan voted. So yeah, you would have thought, well, because like people on Xbox and Switch, if that's their only consoles that they have, they can't even play that game. So are they voting for it?
Right. That's what I thought. I was like,
interesting.
man, I can't believe Red Dead didn't win just from the crowd of people. Like, Xbox and PlayStation people can vote for it, but The Last of Us, which is, console exclusive, got it.
Yeah.
Crazy. Guess people are looking forward to it. We'll see. I'm anticipating it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
Definitely.
All over the place.
2019. There's no way it's coming out next year.
Hush.
I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm getting a free copy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the bet. Whoever loses the bet has to buy the other one.
You're welcome, Chris.
Oh, man. Keep
Nah,
the
man.
faith.
Okay.
What else you got, Chris? Or you brought that up? Is it my turn?
Well, I brought up Game Awards, but you're the one who went down the list of the Game Awards.
Oh, okay, yeah. Go ahead.
So we could do either or.
You go.
Wait, you go first. I go first. You
No,
you go.
I've talked for a long time.
You
hang
want to
up.
dance? You want to dance with him? You want to dance with me? Him, me,
Yeah.
you.
No, I love you.
On 3, hang up.
So I'm gonna say we're gonna move on to some numbers. The Nintendo
Ooh, I like numbers.
Switch has
3.
announced some numbers, and they have sold 13.5 million units to date.
Wow.
And so just for a little bit of context, the Wii U, its entire actually, I know. I'm sorry. I'm mixing up my numbers. My bad.
I was about to say,
I'm bad.
13 million is not right.
Sorry.
That's what you get for stealing my story. That's what you get.
That's
But I
it.
gave you the chance to go, but you didn't, so I'm going to swoop in. The Nintendo Switch has sold 10 million units, and it's
Kinda
not.
wingman
Remember,
are
it
you?
came out in. Did it come out in March or April?
March.
Yeah, so not even a full year. And it sold 10 million units so far,
In
and
10
the
months.
entire lifespan of the Wii U only sold 13.5.
Really? I would have thought
Yeah.
the Wii U, you said.
Yeah, the Wii U
Okay,
only
okay,
sold
gotcha,
30.
yeah.
Yeah, the Wii sold something crazy like 150.
yeah.
100 million,
Yeah,
150 million,
some
something
stupid
crazy
amount.
like that. Yeah.
100.
Yeah, 100. So, yeah, I would say the Nintendo Switch is doing well for itself. I mean, I feel like that was already obvious, but if you needed any proof, you've got it.
And we have to also mention, too, in the same time span, the Wii, which we're talking about selling 100 million, had sold 9 million copies in its first 10 months.
Really? See, that
So this
surprises
is
me.
This is 1 million units ahead of where the Wii was when it came out. Now,
That's
the Wii was
crazy.
extremely hard to find. So we'll have to
right.
tick that on that side. But the Nintendo Switch hasn't gone through a Christmas season yet. So we have
Yeah.
to tick that on that side.
Yeah.
Where the Wii came out in November. And then obviously, as Chris just said, the Switch came out in March.
Right.
Yep.
Mm.
And the Switch wasn't super easy to find either, though, was it?
No, not at first.
So
I feel like over the past, how long has it been? 9 months, 10 months, something
10
like that.
months, yeah.
I feel like the Switch has been easier to find than the Wii was during that time, but it's still not
I
been
agree.
like just off the shelves. I mean, you still
Right.
at times need to, because I've gone into, there's a GameStop over by work that I'll stop in by every now and then, and the number of times I go in there, they got Switches behind the glass. I'm like, oh, huh. I feel like with the Wii, that almost never happened.
Yeah.
No, I feel
Yeah.
like the Wii was hard to find the whole first year it was out.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
I just happened to find mine and it was used. And it was the same thing. I just happened to call a GameStop on the way home from work.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
I was like, I know this is a stupid question, but you don't have any Nintendo Wii's in, right? And the guy goes, actually, somebody just brought one in. I was like, can you put my name on it? And like just sped there after work, sweating. And so I got it for like $200 because they couldn't sell it to me at full retail price because it was used.
That's awesome.
Bam.
Yeah, like it. Like it, I love it. Want some more of it.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about Ready Player One just a little bit?
You can talk
Please.
about it if you want
Oh,
to.
yeah.
Oh man, oh man. The
That-
new trailer released this last week.
Mm.
And Ed,
Oh,
you
I meant to.
go ahead.
I meant to ask you. Any good trailers in front of Star Wars that we need to know about?
You know what? Not that you haven't seen. There was supposed to be a big one called I don't remember. It was something about the continents and how they could fight each other now, or countries, how they move around or something.
Continent Fighter.
Continent Fighter.
Pangea returns.
Continent Fighters.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's fine.
I don't remember what the movie was, but it was supposed to be like this big.
Continent.
Antarctica's
I have
Revenge.
no idea what movie you're talking about.
Iron Eagle 6. Continent Fighters.
Oh gosh.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No,
I
it's
cut you
fine.
off.
I can't
Continue.
No, there was supposed to be a big from Peter Jackson.
Oh, okay.
So I just can't remember what it was called, but it was something like, it's supposed to be like some big, trailer in front of Star Wars, and it wasn't there.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Huh.
I don't know. It's
Maybe
called,
because it was Thursday, and because they do all the new like for trailer advertising, I think starts on that. Well, I don't know.
Was it Mortal
Almost.
Engines? Is that it?
Mortal Engines.
I figured it was either that or
was way
untitled
off.
third Tintin film.
It wasn't that one. Do you know what Mortal Engines is?
No.
Sort of. Just from the IMDb one sentence
Hit it.
plot.
How far off was I?
Just give it to us.
Many years after the 60-minute war, cities survive a now desolate Earth by moving around on giant wheels, attacking and devouring smaller towns.
Exactly. Stupid.
Coming
Yep, nailed it.
Santa
nailed
with
it.
muscles.
Santa with muscles.
Gosh. So I was really looking forward to, because to me that sounds ridiculous.
Yes.
And so I was looking forward to seeing the trailer, because I was like, okay, cities on wheels. Like, I'm thinking like Mad Max.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah,
Like
me
that
too. That's the first thing I thought of.
Mad Max-esque. But you're like, I don't know, it just seems so stupid. But then you're like, Peter Jackson, and he's got some people, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So yeah, as far as trailers, but they didn't show Ready Player One, which I was hoping they did, because I was sitting next to somebody who just finished up the book this summer and she loved it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, have you seen the new Ready Player One? And she hasn't seen even the trailers at all. And so I was like,
wow.
oh, please play it. But they didn't. But we got a good trailer this last week, so I need to text it to her. But it looks awesome. Tracer shows up in it, which I loved. And then Chris brought up that Laura Croft is in it.
Yeah, she is.
And
They
Chun-Li.
did show that trailer. And Chung-Li is in there. So I'm excited about this movie. I don't know if I should listen to the book or not before seeing it, or if it'll ruin it for me. Only because I did read the Hunger Games books and really didn't like that first movie.
Yeah.
I liked the ones that came after it, but the first one I did not like.
I think just from what I've been able to piece together from the trailers, I think it's so different from the book that, it looks like they've taken, they've got the whole, the scenes with the cars, like there's obviously a big race or whatever.
Yeah.
That's not in the book.
Oh, really?
And so it looks like they've taken some of the challenges and made them different, so they might play better for a movie, or just more cinematically eye-pleasing or whatever.
Do you think it's more like inspired by a true story than based on a true story when it comes to, the book? You know what I'm saying? It's more like inspired by Ready Player One than based on Ready Player One.
It might be close to that, because it looks like there are a couple things that it looks like they're playing around with the timeline of the book a little bit. So I'll be curious to see what they do.
I
So
freaking
it
love
might
that
be-
there's Battletoads in there.
I know, right? It might just be like two totally different experiences. And one may not ruin the other just because they are so different. You don't
Very
necessarily-
similar to Lord of the Rings, because the books, there's a lot different in the books than there's in the three movies, because you can't
put it all in there.
adequately
Yeah.
translate book to movie for any book to any movie, really.
Mhm.
Yeah, and those are long movies.
Yeah.
Right.
And just like everybody was saying that same thing about Harry Potter, like you just can't add all of that into the movie. It's too big a book.
Right.
And there's stuff that
Exactly right.
works in written form that if you translate that directly on screen, it would just be, oh my gosh, it's so boring, because it's just different when you're reading and you're imagining it all, and it's just different. They're different mediums.
Definitely.
And speaking of trailers, man, I don't think I'm sold on this Tomb Raider one, man.
No?
Yeah.
I
What-
think
what
it
do
looks
you-
something about the jumping just bugs me.
Jumping.
All the jumping shots that they put in the trailer, where she's like bounding over like 40 feet, it looks like. You're like, oh man, is she gonna like?
Is she?
Come on, y'all. Like, I feel like the games, this new crop of games, did so good at like. Now, just go with me here. Give it, you know, but it like that first one. I've only played the first one of the new reboot games, but it felt like it stuck to more reality as far as what she was able to accomplish physically.
Yeah.
Than the movie. The movie looks like she's like mostly human, slightly superhero. Like I was like, man, she's gonna jump that far. Like, watch the clip where she's jumping from the boat. You're like,
I know.
Homegirl should have played basketball instead of raiding tombs.
Yeah.
She was the best WNBA player on the planet. And
Is,
so, like,
is the one
just
that you
a little
saw
bit
the
of that.
same one? Is there only been one that's come out? Because I feel like I saw it, but I don't really remember it. So, is there only been one trailer to come out for?
I think so.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. There's probably two. There's probably like a teaser trailer and then a trailer.
Yeah,
I don't know.
probably right.
But like, I don't know, just something about it, like just.
So I'm going to Google the jumping trailer for.
Just I don't know, something about it just made it look like a little. And even the guy next to me was like, "Oh, really?" kind of thing. Like when he was watching it, I was like, "Doggone it, come on, movies."
Yeah.
Come on, movies.
Do a video game right.
Silly movies.
Yeah. All right, that's all I had on Ready Player One. And
I will say, since you were going back and forth, I would say most people almost always universally say the book is so much better. So
Well, yeah,
I would
'cause your
say,
imagination is
I would say
better
just
than movies.
watch the movie and then whether you get an audio version or whatever, then do the book. Because if it's better, then you're going to have an even better experience the second go round rather than the reverse happening. So I would say just wait, watch it, and then listen to it or read it however you want to do.
I like it. I'm just wondering too. I wish I knew how licensing worked, because you're like, there's so much of budget went into CGI, obviously in Ready Player One, and then you're like, how much budget had to go towards licensing?
Oh my gosh, I can't
like
even
getting
imagine.
all these different characters to show up.
Exactly.
Like, just
Right.
even
Exactly.
the few we've mentioned, from Battletoads to Chun-Li to Tracer. You're like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, is there a parent company that just really owns all of them, and you just go there? Or you got to go to Capcom, and then you got to go to Blizzard, and then you got, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Lord have
I don't
mercy.
know. I don't want to be the one that has to figure that out.
I mean,
Yeah.
that would be a headache, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot of pain out.
It's probably
That's
a
for sure.
lot easier when it's something that's a project that was based on a book everyone loved that's being made by Spielberg. It's
Yeah, I was
probably
going to
easier
say,
for people
when you
to
attach
forget.
Spielberg to it, I'm sure some of those people are like, oh, you want to put me in a Spielberg movie? Heck yeah.
Yeah.
You can have it for free.
I mean,
You know?
Yeah.
he
Who
got
knows?
Donald Duck and Daffy Duck together for Roger Rabbit, and that was a huge
Yep,
thing.
that's
So-
true.
Yep.
That was a big deal.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess so, huh?
Yep.
Interesting. What else you got, Chris?
All right, so sticking with the numbers, got my accountant hat on right here.
Man, look
the
at that.
PlayStation also announced some numbers. They are now sold through at 70 point. What's the 7?
Earlier when we said let's do some numbers, I think I said just 3 randomly, and so I was just
Yeah, you
saying
did
7
say 3.
randomly.
Oh, okay, 57. I'll go with that one.
There it is.
So the PlayStation 4 is now sold through 70.6 million consoles to consumers.
Wow.
And along with that, this was a slightly more interesting to me. The PSVR is currently sitting at 2 million units sold through to consumers as of December 3rd. So
That's pretty
awesome.
that's pretty good numbers for, a Gen 1 product that,
Sure,
know, you could argue one way or the other is really just like a peripheral, which peripherals usually don't do all that well. I mean, we know that the original Kinect did well, but most peripherals don't do all that well. So it's nice to see that it's actually keeping its pace and doing well for itself. But that's any way you look at it, the console market, whichever way you go, is doing well for itself.
And I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say that the PSVR might be single-handedly keeping VR alive.
Yeah.
Because I think the cost of entry for consumers is too high for pop culture to really grab a hold of the other ways of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm gonna say my hat's off to Sony and PlayStation for pulling it off at a steep discount from Oculus and Vive.
Yeah.
And then like you really don't have to know too much to do the PSVR side of things.
No.
It's pretty dummy proof. You know what I'm saying? So I think that if VR takes off more, we're really going to have to hand it to Sony.
I will agree with you that I feel like PSVR is probably the biggest factor in what's keeping it afloat in terms of letting it mature and prices come down across the board and all that while it's still trying to get, off the ground, if you will. But I do think things like the Gear VR and then you have the Oculus version that is only $100 that will work with phones and whatnot. And I think even Google Cardboard to an extent, I think definitely are playing into it a bit as well. I completely agree with you that almost nobody out there outside of the hardcore can afford to go get like a Vive or an Oculus Rift. Even though they've been coming down in price, they're still at an arm's length because regardless of what they cost, you still then have to have the machine strong enough to run them properly.
That's right.
I do agree that PSVR is doing the most work, if you will, for the medium as a whole. Yeah. So kudos to them.
Totally agree.
Nice.
What else you got, Christopher?
So just real quick, touching on with the PlayStation experience, there was a panel about The Last of Us 2, just kind of looping back around to that bet that Ed and I had. So Neil Druckmann had said that he said that the game's development right now, they're at about 50 to 60% done. So
they can do this.
Take that for
Exactly.
And so just to recap, your bet was that it would be out before 2019, and I said it would not be out until sometime after 2019, correct?
That's right.
Yeah, and the bet is whoever ends up winning, like if it comes out before 2019, I have to buy a copy of it for Ed, and then vice versa. So, I mean, it's 50% done. It's a 50-50 shot, whether it could be done by that amount of time or go past. I still say it's going to go past.
The first 50% is the hardest part, man. It's going to be out by... It'll be out by Easter.
Yeah, it could very well
That's
be
what
said.
I was just wondering. I was just wondering, like, if it's like a snowball effect to where, like, getting the snowball started is hard, but to get it as big at a house is not that hard after you get past 50%. You're like, now we just roll it.
Without being completely ignorant, because I don't make games, I would tend to agree with that sentiment, with what you're saying, that's probably the case. It's too bad we don't know somebody who can maybe answer that question like in the industry. That'd be great if we knew somebody. But I will say that Naughty Dog in particular, I feel like they probably get just as much caught up in the polish part as they do the getting it off the ground.
It sure looks like it.
Little bit.
So it wouldn't surprise me if they're like, well, yeah, the second half is easier, but then we got to do all this little stuff to make sure it's perfect or whatever. So I who knows?
Here's a big question. Will Last of Us 2 beat Death Stranding to market?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a good question.
Yes.
I think so.
I emphatically yes. I don't think Death Stranding is going to be
Emphatically yes.
I don't think yes. You heard it here first. Emphatically. You heard me say it. That's right. No, there is no way that The Last of Us is going to be after Death Stranding. There's no way.
We've seen more. Well, I guess we haven't seen much of either. And we've seen zero gameplay from either. The only thing that we can hang our hat on is that, and I think personally he misspoke and the media is just taking it and running with it. But Cerny at the PSX, if that's how you say his name, he said, and after you play the game for 4 to 5 hours, that actually makes sense. And so everybody took that statement, was like, oh, it's at least 4 to 5 hours long. He's played it for 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, that's so far.
I think he was just saying that. I don't think he's played it for 4 or 5 hours.
I do think he's played it, but I don't. I think he was kind of just throwing something out, and people are like,
I think he was just saying it. Yeah, I think he was just saying it.
I just think he just meant that he knows the full story.
Yeah, or that he knows that it'll make sense at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think now that Naughty Dog has Lost Legacy out, they've got the entire team on The Last of Us 2. And Hideo Kojima is building an engine, for crying out loud, for this game. So That's
Well,
not. That's going to
hold on. That's a little bit off the reservation. The engine is built. He's helping to tweak it, but
Right.
there's a game on the engine, Horizon Zero Dawn, and has already had an expansion out. So the engine is built. Now, are they doing some tweaking to it? Every game does tweaking to every engine they use every time.
Of course.
So he's not building an engine
from the ground up, is what you're saying.
Yes. Like when he did Metal Gear Solid 5, he built the Fox engine to run that game. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
Jeez. So, Chris.
Yes.
Which one comes out first?
I don't know.
I
don't know. I honestly feel like
another bet.
I could believe if you told me they're both going to come out same year. I could believe that.
Well, same year. That's not a big.
But what I'm saying is, we're saying that this one's 50% done, and we have a bet going. I'm saying it'll be 2019. He's saying it'll be 2018. So if I'm betting 2019, I'm saying I could see Death Stranding coming out 2019 as well. That's what I'm saying is I could see them being in the same year, the year that I'm feeling like it's going to come out.
Right. Which one comes out first?
If I had to bet, if they do indeed come out the same year, I will bet that Last of Us comes out first, only because I see that game being a spring launch and
March 2019.
I mean, sure, whatever. I mean, just because the first Last of Us came out in June. Like it wasn't a fall game. So that's what I'm saying. I could see The Last of Us 2 being something like that as well.
But The Last of Us 2 was also delayed 6 months.
You mean The Last of Us?
I mean, The Last of Us first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it was June by pushback. It wasn't June by what they were aiming for, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, but also the climate of today's, the way games come out, there's a lot of like heavy hitters that'll come out earlier in the year as well. So I feel like that's more the norm. So I could see that being a thing that they'd want to do.
Yeah,
to be by themselves and take as much as they can. I mean, they did the same thing with Uncharted 4. It came out in June, didn't it? Or April or something like that, somewhere around there. It didn't come out in the fall, is what I'm getting at. So I can see Naughty Dog kind of feeling like, hey, we like this time period. This is when we want to release our games, kind of thing.
Ooh.
And I feel like Death Stranding is going to be a fall game. Whenever it comes out, it's going to be a fall game. So if they come out in the same year, I say Last of Us first.
I think I agree with you.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. I love all of it.
Yeah, it's all good. Either way, we win.
That's very true.
Yeah, right? I like that.
You got anything else, Christopher?
No, I am out. Good sir.
Ed Placencia.
Gabe Patillo.
Tell me something good.
Over on the YouTube channel, Married to the Games. What?
Was there a melody there? I didn't hear.
I heard the melody.
My Discord must have cut out
for a split second.
That's so funny. New on YouTube this week, we've got 5 videos of Chris reacting to the Game Awards. Go and check those out.
Mm-hmm.
2 videos of Gabe and Chris reacting to PSX.
What?
That's
and
right.
1 video of Gabe trying out Monster Hunter World, the beta.
Ooh.
I was up in that thing, swinging that big old sword.
Did you like it?
He loved it. I don't know. I'm just saying that.
Are you sold? Are you going to be buying it day one?
Are you going to buy Monster Hunter?
Not day one, Doc. No, sir.
I tell you what, if he never would have been able to find out how to invert those controls, it'd have been a no buy.
Oh yeah, that was the struggle bus for sure.
Yeah,
Really?
Oh man, because they have. I didn't know this obviously because I was just trying out the game, but they have an invert for looking, and then they have another where you have like a slingshot, and then you have to invert that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like just invert look and it covers everything. So like I had inverted my controls. I'm like, oh yeah, and then they're like, press this for the slingshot. And then I was like, oh, ceiling floor. I was like, I don't know how to. So
that is amazing.
So then I had to find that, which I didn't find until like later when I wasn't recording anymore. So
see, if you just play it the way God intended, you'd be fine.
Yeah, man.
Inverted.
He does. That is how he plays.
Like that. Yeah, exactly.
Man. The fact that you have to go in and change it.
Here we go.
Oh man.
Yeah. Listen.
Yeah, it's not God's way to shoot vertical video, but look what? There's a lot of people doing it.
Amen.
I know,
right? You have to tell people, turn it to the side.
Turn it to the side.
Turn it to the side.
Oh, man.
If you're an app developer, because the fact that you can't turn it horizontally and it still works, app developers, please let us
Add
film horizontally because you're training people to shoot vertically, and it kills our souls a little bit.
Well,
It does.
and, I mean, shoot, even beyond that, man, Instagram's jacking everybody up because it's just a square.
Right.
They're like, it doesn't matter.
You
You
can
only get to get
you
the
can shoot
square.
widescreen though on Instagram. You can. It's
Oh,
just not
really?
the default. Yeah, you can.
Nice.
I've literally never seen that.
I know.
I've seen somebody shoot and then import their video into Instagram, but shooting from Instagram natively, I didn't know you could turn to the side.
They
Yeah, I didn't either.
they added it in. I want to say it was like a year
But
and a
isn't
half
it just
ago.
a square? Or does it go to widescreen?
No. You can have widescreen videos. What I'm saying, they added it in. Now, I don't use Instagram often, but we had to use it at work. And so when they did this, I told our social team whether it still does that or they took it away. I don't know because again, I don't Instagram, but I know they did have it in there. And in fact, I'm
I know
gonna see.
photos you can do widescreen now.
Yeah, because there was the same thing with photos. It was always square, and they're like, now you can do portrait or horizontal, full, whatever you want if you want. It's just most people are used to the other way, so that's what they kept doing.
I open Instagram right now, and my video is I cannot do anything but square. So even if I turn it to the side, it's still just a square.
Yeah, in Instagram, yeah, because that's their format. That's how they.
Shooting
That's how they do
in
it.
Instagram. Now I can import a video that's widescreen, but in Instagram I cannot shoot
Right.
in landscape.
Hmm. Really?
Yeah, it's nuts.
Doing it right now. It's not working.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
No, but stay square on Instagram. That's good because that's just their format. That's how it.
I don't
Yeah,
like
you're
it.
right. I'm trying it too.
They're ruining people.
Ugh.
Mhm.
We're creating monsters.
We are.
Video monsters.
and
Exactly.
We have gone on a tangent. Ed, were you talking?
Oh,
Yes, he
forgot.
was.
Looking at the top 10 YouTube videos for the week of December 7th through the 13th, combining the average of watch time and views. Number 10, Chris and Ellie react to Death Stranding trailer.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Hey,
Look at
Hey,
Chris and
way to
Ellie.
go.
That's funny.
that. Number 9, Hugh Part 9 Mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Number 8, Gabe and Chris react to the PSX opening celebration. Look at that.
Yes. I don't think it's actually called the opening celebration. I know I named it that, but might have been
Sweet.
like ceremony or I don't know.
It could be a celebration.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's
was
not
a
the Olympics. You're
celebration.
not lighting a torch or anything.
Yeah, it didn't feel very celebratory.
That's true.
It felt very The Tonight Show with no jokes.
That's right.
Oh, there you go.
Number 7, Ori and the Blind Forest Part 14.
Yeah.
Thornfell Swamp.
Swamp.
Wow.
Make no
What?
sense.
What
What is
Whoa.
going on? Isn't it part 14, Breath, Thornfell Swamp? Maybe not.
Who squeaked? That was amazing.
That was good.
Oh, man.
Number 6, Hugh Part 4, Pink.
Mhm.
Number 5, Watch Dogs 2, Part 48, Ghost Signals.
Yeah.
Number 4, Watch Dogs 2, Part 19, Paint Job. Number 3, getting the bronze, Chris Game Awards Live React.
Hey,
Nice.
Good job,
Sweet.
Christopher.
Nice. Number 2, Hugh Part 10, University. And number 1, Hugh Part 11, Ending.
There we go.
Boom.
Still,
I like it. That'll work. Thanks, Eduardo.
you betcha.
Well, every week we ask you guys a question. This last week, was it different? Nah, man, it wasn't. Do it, Ed. I can't do it good.
What?
Nah, man.
Nah, man.
That was two people that were not Ed.
I'm sorry, my feet cut out. I don't know.
Oh, perfect timing.
Oh.
Did my feet just help make something awkward?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
it was great. The question of the week was, it is the season for giving. If there were one game you'd have someone play to help them fall in love with gaming, what would it be? And over on the forum, spam, humbug. Man, this is such a hard question because it really depends on the person and on the platform too, really. I'm a PC and mobile gamer, and so those are the sorts of games I want to introduce to others. I have no clue what to introduce people to on, say, the PS4. On mobile, I'd probably suggest something like Jetpack Joyrider, which is this is Gabe inserting, which is awesome. It's a
Nice.
super simple concept, and the controls are easy to understand. At the same time, it's a game that gets more and more challenging as your skill with it increases. And it's just good, absurd fun. On PC, I'd probably go retro and suggest something like one of the Commander Keen games, or maybe the 2011 3D remake of Castle of Illusion. Both are easy to get into and simple to learn without being simplistic or unchallenging.
Oh, nice.
You know what's interesting about thinking about introducing somebody to a PC game is I don't know I'd have to imagine that a controller is more. I would think,
easier.
Yeah, I would think mouse and keyboard would be hard to pick up, just period.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think I'd put somebody on a PC game, but give them a controller to play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, here, use this real quick. Yeah. Don't worry about the mouse. Over on Twitter, we've got at Dantes_Belmont Mario Kart. That makes perfect sense.
That's a good one.
That's great.
Racing game, bunch of characters that you know and love, besides Donkey Kong, right, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
At Dopalicious, my girls 3 and 1.5 at the time, and my mom love playing the ball game together. That would be Peggle 2. Also,
Oh, nice.
Also the first game the kids bought DLC without daddy knowing.
Oops.
How did a 3-year-old buy DLC? And a
They know,
1.5-year-old?
They know.
They're nimble fingers.
They're like,
Get that keyboard.
watch this.
Mm-hmm.
Gerald Schneider II at Ho Fin Show.
You all right there?
Yes.
So I came down with the Hofen joke.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Gesundheit.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it would be Minecraft. Great game to waste time in building. I'm 40 and love it. I'm 40.
Ah, 40.
I like to bend, lift, and Minecraft. I'm 40.
Yeah.
Mm.
You guys know where to find us. Facebook.com/married to the games, Twitter.com/MTTGcast. Of course, marriedtothegames.com. Like Ed said, YouTube.com/married to the games. Now on Patreon at patreon.com/MTTG. And our boys are still doing Extra Life for those last couple days of the year.
That's right, man.
So go check them out.
Right.
And I think they still have the sale going over at Toasty Stickers.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Flamingtoast.com. You can
Nice.
get your controller looking like some Married to the Games love.
Right.
Yeah.
I've done it. Have you done it?
How about you?
Mm-hmm.
And this is making me sad. I'm checking Twitter real quick. Jerry Crow at Christ Disciple.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, y'all. No, y'all. Where's my MTTG podcast?
Oh,
Mama Bread Fan is not happy.
Hashtag Mama Bread Fan.
Hashtag log on to Discord and find out.
Oh, man. I've let your mom down,
Man.
Chris.
Dang.
You're
I
not the
don't
only
like
one.
this at all.
That's
dude.
not good.
You're not the only one. Tim?
Rate us on iTunes so Blake Thorne and Dan Haggerty can help us save Christmas in the new blockbuster movie mashup, Elves with Muscles.
Yeah, there we go. Well, let's get into some questions.
Let's get into some Discord. Let's get into Mike, BC 1985. Do you have a prediction of how they would, if at all, write Leia out of the Star Wars universe? I think they may wait to write her out until 9 and give her the Spock treatment and just mention that she passed between movies. You cannot say anything, Gabe.
I will not.
You are immune from this question. I still think it's going to happen in this one. I don't know. Just in some of the trailers and everything. Now, I know trailers can lead you one way and then flip it on another way. But they would do her a dishonor to just do the old Spock mention and that's it. Like they have to do something. So I'm excited to see if that actually comes true. Either way, it really sucks. It's super sad. But I think they're gonna do her right, and they will honor her by this.
You know what was cool was during the credits when her name came on the screen, the whole theater just erupted in applause.
Oh, that's awesome!
And it was really, really cool. It was really,
that's great
because it says this is not a spoiler, but during the end credits after the movie's over, it said in loving memory of our princess Carrie Fisher.
Oh, that's great!
And people just like lost it, and it was really cool to see.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
What do you guys think, Ed?
My prediction is lasers.
Lasers.
Mm-hmm. Christopher?
Sharks with lasers.
I honestly don't know. I mean, I agree that it needs to happen. It should happen in this one just because you don't want to have it be like just a mention in episode 9 or something like that. But at the same time, I don't know how much of her stuff was already done and shot and wrapped up by the time she did pass.
I remember they said she was wrapped for this film. Yeah.
She was done, yeah.
Yeah, see, so that makes me think, well, they'll still have to handle it, even if it is this one, unless that was already part of the plot, which I don't know one way or the other.
They said that she was done shooting and they weren't going to CGI her in this movie.
Yeah, so the fact that they're not CGIing her, I mean, if they didn't already shoot it in a way where she goes in this movie, then...
They must have done some B-roll.
I feel like it's going to have to be. So I really have no idea. I'm curious just to find out myself. I don't really know. Because if you look at the trailer, it leads you to believe one thing, but trailers are always kind of tricking you.
Of course.
I'm not like going in saying, oh, yeah, that's what's going to happen. You know, I'm not.
Oh, I want to talk about it so bad.
No, you better not.
Of course I wouldn't, but I just want to talk to someone.
I know, right?
Gosh.
Is there like a 5 a.m. showing? I can do
There
that
might
one.
be.
Have you hopped into the movie and TV spoiler channel and the Discord? Are people talking about it?
No.
I was mentioned in there, and I was like, no, I'm not going in there.
No, not going in there.
Not for a couple more hours.
Right?
Exactly. not during that. All right, good question. Moving on. Matt Leidy, our boy. In this hypothetical situation, you cannot die from choosing one of these over the other, but you will be left feeling the effects.
Oh, man.
Oh, yes.
Do you give up eating or drinking? If you give up eating, you'll have that slightly hungry feeling all the time, but not overall starvation. Your nutritional needs will come from liquids only. If you give up drinking, you'll have that slightly thirsty feeling all the time, but not overwhelming thirst. Your hydration will come via eating. Which are you giving up? For the record, Mrs. Leidy and I both chose to give up eating. Miss you, brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts. That's awesome. I guess they're cleansing or something. They're doing something.
That's a ridiculous decision to make.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm giving up drinking, for sure.
Me too.
I'll still get to lick my sweat every now and then if I just want to taste something.
Yeah, there you
Wow.
go. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I think I'm going to keep with eating. There's way too much to eat out there.
Yeah, I mean, how many drinks can you have that really like hit all the taste buds well?
Right, unless you make a smoothie of some sort.
I feel like food is so diverse.
I'm very disturbed by the fact that you'll still get to lick your sweat, which indicates you currently do.
I sweat for a living. And so,
It's
even
true.
on accident, you're like, oh, gosh, what is all that salt?
That's right.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Gabe the giant salt lick.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Bring out the horses.
That's right.
Friend of horses.
That's awesome.
Chris?
All right, did we all? Yeah, Chris, you're
I'll go drinking just to be different.
and he's Irish.
But you wouldn't really want to give it up.
I wouldn't want to give up either, quite frankly. I'd just be like, I'm not
Spoken
playing
like
this
a true
game.
Irishman.
I like
He
them both
doesn't
too
even want to
much.
play this game. He doesn't even go to the movies. He doesn't even want to play this game.
Chris could not stand a hypothetical, boy.
No, he needs definite. He needs.
Either it's a real question or I'm not answering
He needs finite answer.
I like real life.
Simple yes and no. There's no gray area.
Exactly.
It's awesome. All right, Star Fury Zeta. Do you open any presents early, Christmas Eve or sooner, or do you save them all for Christmas Day?
It's funny. I was always jealous of my friends growing up whose parents let them open like one gift on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, right.
then I don't know if it just got ingrained in me, but we don't do any presents till Christmas.
Nice.
So
Nice.
all of them on Christmas Day.
Gotcha.
Chris, what about you?
We are almost we go so many different places, so very rarely do we have anything left to open on actual Christmas Day. I mean, there's usually something maybe at somebody else's house, but here at home, like we almost never open something here on Christmas Day. It's very rare.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ed?
The minute we receive it, it is opened.
I love that.
There are no gifts under our tree
on Christmas.
Nope.
So you guys don't open anything. Do you? Okay, so here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever hold something back and then give it to her on Christmas?
Nope.
Wow.
As soon as
instant gratification.
As soon as it arrives from Amazon, hey, this came for you.
Really?
Merry Christmas.
Or no, I just bought it for you?
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Oh, you do. It's under the guise of Christmas, not just buying gifts.
It is under the guise of Christmas, even though we're not supposed. We have an agreement to not get each other a gift.
Why are you putting things under guys?
Well,
it's the shape of his tree. He's got a really weird shaped tree.
That's right.
That's right.
It's just these random dudes standing there. One's got a
Santa
cigarette
with muscles.
Santa with muscles, exactly.
It's a regular Christmas tree cut into the form of a man.
That's right.
That's right.
What about you, Tim?
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Yeah, well, I'll be opening presents this weekend twice because of we have earlier family Christmases.
Nice.
But for Lauren and me and Piper, we will open Christmas presents on Christmas Day under the tree.
Nice.
There you go.
So it's
Nice.
always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to Facebook, Daniel, hi. What is the most beautiful place you have ever visited? I went to Japan once and flew around Mount Fuji. It was gorgeous. That would be very cool.
It would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Gosh, I want to go to Japan so bad.
Yeah, you do. You need to, man.
I want to. I might not come back. So I'll have to send for my family.
You got to start loving raw fish, though.
Nope. I'll stick with the
Nope.
rice side of things.
There you go. Yep. Just eat a lot of rice.
Yeah.
Mhm. Lots and lots of rice.
Mm.
New Zealand.
Gabe wins.
Oh,
Yeah, had to be, right?
Yeah.
Even though I just saw pictures, one of my buddies just got back from Iceland. And
Yeah,
those
I hear
pictures
that place
are
looks great, too.
Incredible.
Mhm.
I was
Yeah,
like,
Iceland's gorgeous.
I've been nowhere, is what I felt like after I saw that picture. Chris?
Probably the prettiest is Colorado when it's like for skiing, when it's like full snow everywhere. It's just really, really pretty.
Mm.
And I really liked
Yes.
Washington as well when we went there. I liked that place a lot.
Yeah, DC's a cool town.
Sorry, I meant like Washington State, like Seattle area. That,
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
I should have
There's nothing
clarified.
pretty about DC.
I've never been to DC, so I can't
love
say.
I love the history of it though, and all the
Yes, the
Smithsonian's
Northeast.
and the museums.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, museums are great.
Tim?
Kauai. Lauren and I went there for our honeymoon. We spent 5 days in Kauai and 5 days in Maui, and I would take Kauai over
nice.
Maui any day.
There you
Beautiful,
go.
green, lush, and just absolutely gorgeous.
I know a guy that lives there, and I was talking to him. This is a couple years ago, and I was like, "Man, how is everything? Is everything good?" He was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I live in paradise." I was like,
Nice.
Yeah.
"That makes sense."
That's a stupid question, right?
Yes, and I think I
Exactly.
told you guys this story on the podcast, so I won't repeat it. But my buddy Brandon Heath was in Hawaii, and he was in between meetings, and he was just driving around and literally stumbled
Oh,
upon the
yeah.
set of Lost.
That's right.
Oh,
So
yeah,
cool.
yeah, I remember that.
So jelly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hmm. What about you, Ed?
I'm going to go with the Cliffs of Moher in Ireland. It was really beautiful there.
Yeah. Hello.
Sounds beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, it does. I sound like you had to fight an orc off.
That's right.
Get out of here, orc.
Orc. As I stand on the cliffs of Moher.
Yeah, exactly.
Ranger.
The Cliffs of Moher would be amazing.
Some more.
You stand on the cliffs and you're quiet and you just hear, nanu, nanu.
No.
Yeah, nanu nanu.
The cliffs of Moher.
Like, how'd you get off of freaking Ed's couch all the way up to the cliffs of Moher?
Oh, that's amazing.
You're supposed to be on Ed's couch hiding out.
Right.
Oh, that's good. All right, moving on. Nathan David Dugas. When you see certain foods or beverages in a game, a TV show, movie, etc., how often does it make you crave that? For example, Persona 5 made me want pour-over coffee.
Mm-hmm.
TV shows often make me want pizza, etc. Heck, even when I see beer on a TV show, I want some, even though I don't like beer.
Yeah.
I like beer.
No, get out. Really? You?
I mean, I'm only going to be drinking the rest of my life, so I better.
That's right. Well, that's true.
It's liking
true.
it.
As well enjoy it.
Yeah. Ed, do you have one?
Yeah, I'm not really. It's funny because I'm not swayed by ads at all. But like he said, when I see something in a TV show or a movie, that might spur something on. But
Yeah.
Right.
his example of coffee in Persona 5 is the first thing I thought of. That made me want to pour over for sure.
There you go.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Man, my answer is not a good one.
Mm.
I want to preface it by saying, don't do this. Don't
Uh-oh.
take it up. I don't do it.
Kids, stop listening now.
You need to
Yeah,
stop
exactly.
watching Train Spotting, Gabe.
Exactly.
I
I know,
don't even
right?
know what that is.
Oh.
Smoking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
People just make it look really cool.
It does look
Yep.
cool.
It does. Like,
It does look cool.
when you watch it, I can't even think something off the top of my head, but when you see like pictures of James Dean or Frank Sinatra, these guys
Yeah,
back in the
man.
day, and they're
When everybody smokes.
puffing away, yeah, man, I'm like, shoot, man, that looks cool. I don't think I
Right?
would look as cool doing it, but they look really cool.
Oh, yeah,
doing
you
it.
would. Oh, come on, man.
Maybe I
Chubby
have to
ninja
buy a
smoking?
trench coat or something.
Yeah. No,
Or
then
like a
then
pea
that's
coat.
the creepy. No, then that's the creepy ninja, not the chubby ninja.
Oh, okay,
no,
yeah.
no trench coats.
I'll get a pea coat.
Oh, there
Okay,
you
pea
go.
coat
There you go.
with a top hat, man. Yeah, it's
I don't know about
you're
a
right
top
in-
hat.
I want to
Not
see
top hat,
Gabe
I
in a
mean,
pea coat.
fedora.
Yeah, exactly. Like
mean,
pea coat.
fedora.
Yeah, pea coat with some goggles on.
pea coat with mohawk.
Am I doing this right, y'all?
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody hand me a cigarette.
Is this a good?
Exactly. I've got this pea
Not
coat
a
and this
top
life
hat.
vest.
I meant fedora. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. That's more along the lines. Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
The
I get
Monopoly
with you.
man looks weird.
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
That's
Mine,
funny.
mine actually is along the same lines. With speaking of the Rat Pack and all those guys, like every time they have just like a little glass of whatever, be it scotch or something like that, it just
Yeah.
looks good. I just want to take a swig of it and be like, oh, that's so great.
The
No,
clang-a-lang of the ice.
Yeah, right. Just like in a nice highball, and just like, oh yeah, it'd be great.
There you
Be
go.
awesome.
Good job. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Chris, did you go?
No, the only thing really that does that to me where I'll watch it and I'll be like, oh man, I want to have that is whenever I see those, the only one brand I can think of is Tasty videos where it's other brands do it too, where they make something really quick and they're showing you the ingredients and all the steps they do to make it, but it goes quickly and you just see the
Yeah.
final
Right.
results and it's usually something gooey and just
Delicious.
yummy looking with a fork cutting into it at the end. They're like, oh, yeah, or whatever. And it's like,
Yeah.
those usually get me. I'm like, okay, I want that now. Forward to Stacy, and here we go.
That's right.
Make this,
Let's
please.
do this as the subject.
Yeah.
Tasty. That's awesome. All right, moving on. We got a few more. Twitter at dspin67. Good morning, gents. Getting engaged soon.
Oh, somebody is
Spoiler
confident.
Right.
Spoilers.
Trying to decide where to ask. The park where our first late night hangout was, or at a restaurant, or on a walk through the neighborhood. I want a place she will always remember. Help a brother out. Well,
Oh,
first,
the park.
The park.
Yeah.
oh,
I agree with
absolutely,
the
the
park.
park.
Yeah.
And hopefully she's not listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, it was in traffic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if she
It was-
starts avoiding the park, maybe she heard this episode and it's not going the way you think it's going.
Right.
You want to go to
Meet
the
me at
park?
the
She's like,
park.
no, I have something to do.
Yeah.
I have to go to the restaurant.
I don't even want to walk through the neighborhood.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Yeah, the park.
that's
Congratulations, though, man. Let us
Yeah,
know
that's
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
how it goes.
Yeah.
We want
Yeah.
to celebrate with you.
Absolutely. All right, final question at Jeremy Pommier. What game would you give to someone you don't like? Or what game have you received as a gift that you did not want? I love
Gosh.
this.
I would probably, you know what? Even though I enjoyed it and Ed enjoyed it, I would find somebody that loves a shoot 'em up game and just be like, oh, dude, have you played that awesome game Persona?
just flip the script on them.
You should check it out.
Oh my god, I would murder you.
And then just come back to him
Absolutely
like a
murder
month
you.
later, like, what did you think of Persona? Ugh,
Persona.
don't you love playing a high school boy? grappling
it's
with grappling with schoolwork and girls.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's yeah. Perfect.
Chris?
I can't think of a game that I got that I absolutely hated or did not want, and then that's one that I got anyways. But maybe I would find somebody, I'd give them like Minecraft story mode. Be like, oh yeah, you're gonna love building stuff in this. You don't build anything pretty much.
That's actually mine too. I'm like, well, welcome to 8-bit hell. Here's Minecraft for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do.
There you go. Ed?
I would give them Pitfall, like the Atari cartridge, and just be like, good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Hook this up to your flat screen, Jack.
Yeah. Good luck.
Now I've given you an errand. Have fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Several errands, I believe. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
Thank you,
one.
everybody, for all the questions. Those were great.
Yeah.
Yes. Question of the week for you guys is, what do you want for Christmas? This is going to come out before Christmas and give your loved ones a heads up and a head start if they haven't already bought you something you don't want. So let us know and play this part really loud for next week when we answer this question.
Yeah.
That's right.
Chris, what do you want for Christmas?
I honestly, I just want to spend time with Stacy. She's been gone a lot this year. I just want to just be with her. That's all I need.
Respect that answer.
The tugs on the heart right there. Well done.
Yeah. Tim, something more
Gift cards.
materialistic? Yep. There you go.
Yep. Gift cards. Just give me Best Buy gift cards for video games.
I like
I'm
it.
in.
I like it. Eduardo.
I'll take a music stand to prop up my reading materials when I'm doing voiceovers.
Oh, yes. Have you been doing much
answer.
voiceovers?
Yeah, doing some edits on an audiobook I've been working on, and it's been fun.
Good
There you
deal.
go.
Oh, that's great, man.
Is it a
Good
story
on
or
you.
a self-help?
It is. I guess it's more self-help than if you need. If you're looking for a kidney, I can help you find out how to get one.
Sweet.
Nice.
Sweet.
It's not a murder book.
Flying off the shelves.
It's not a murder book.
I'm going to go with Tim. I'm going to go with gift cards too, just because it's the easiest thing, and
Yeah.
I can go get
You
what I
get
want.
what you want, man.
Yeah. And you don't even have to stress about it or get a receipt or anything. I'll take care of it.
That's right.
I got this.
I got it.
I
Thank
got
you.
it.
Thank you. Let go. Thank you. All right.
Nice.
Thank you guys for listening to 74, the sequel.
That's right.
In the books, Chris, Ed, Tim, thank you again. I'm so sorry about
Oh, man. No worries.
the flub.
I like how it, maybe not a sequel because there is not going to be like the part 1.
There could be, like, this is episode 4. Like, Star Wars started out at 4.
Yes.
Right. So
Oh,
this
yeah.
isn't the origin
There
story.
was no
This
1,
is
2, and
something
3. But this is what
Right.
happened after.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Right,
true.
right.
Gotcha.
else. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll accept it.
Mm,
Thank you. Got an answer for everything.
that's right.
I'm Gabe Patillo.
Yeah, you are.
That is Tim Router. Oh, you're not going to say that? Yeah, I am.
Oh, yeah, I am. Yeah, I am.
That is, you can't start something, just stop it all of a sudden.
I'm sorry.
Oh, man. Here we go. I'm lobbing it up. That is Ed Placencia.
Yeah, he is.
There he is.
That's Chris McCracken.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
And we are married to the games and whip out this thing. Peace! Thanks, Martin.